Problems for evening plans. 45 Thursday, windy and periods of rain, all rain. 62 rain ends by about midnight on Thursday night. We will be turning colder for the weekend. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. It is 12 o'clock here in St. Louis, and the news continues to move at a fevered pace. We have Congresswoman Mary Miller coming on the show today at, I think, 12:40. Is that when she's scheduled?
Yes.
12:40. And we're going to get an update from her about that meeting that took place yesterday, which was televised, the whole thing, with President Trump about what they need to do to make sure that they win the midterms. So we kind of know what the president said and what his guidance was, but I'm really interested with Congresswoman Mary Miller at 12:45. I'm interested in knowing, what's the mood right now with the majority, the slim majority of Republicans in the House. Marjorie Taylor Greene officially resigned as of Monday. And then is it, McMalfa? Is that was his name?
Oh,
the
one
congressman
that died?
from California died, which really seemed to be somewhat unexpected.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And then a Republican congressman in Indiana was in a car accident with his wife, and he's 80. And
I was going to say, he's older, too.
He's 80, and it seems as though he's going to be fine. But what's it like to be somebody who was in a car accident and everyone's like, but what about the majority? Like, this is a real important life event that happens to somebody. And I've been in some really rough car accidents in my life, and it's like a huge life event. It's like kind of a, there are a few things in your life that happen to you where you had life before that happened and you had life after that happened. A car accident that puts you in the hospital, that's a pretty big deal. But the Republican majority is at stake. And with the passing of that California Republican, which President Trump spoke very highly of him at his speech yesterday at the Trump Kennedy Center, and then the Indiana legislator being in the hospital, they are another unexpected event away from potentially not being in the majority.
The first thing, and I want this to be on record, the first thing I want you to text me if you ever hear that I'm in an accident is the state of the House majority. Just so I can sort of put that aside.
If you were in a bad car accident, I'd have to know that you were going to live before I went to jokes.
Well, what I'm saying is you can do it either way.
I will do it my way, but I will do it a little bit your way. I'll do it the way you would do it to me and be like, so how does this affect me? Does that mean I have to host the next day? Because that's how that would go down.
That is how that goes down.
So we'll speak with Congresswoman Mary Miller. If you've got questions you'd like to ask her, you can text us at 314-241-9797 or thoughts that you want to throw out there, and we will be happy to look through those. You can leave them on the Annie Fry YouTube chat as well. We're going to ask you today on the poll, is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? Yes or no? What do you think? More and more detail continues to come out of Minnesota, and it's like it used to be just the Leering centers in Minnesota, the daycares. It's more than that. There are transportation companies that are following the same MO, and then we're seeing in other states that even just within the Somali communities in other states, this is being replicated, this type of fraud. Or, is it fraud? Is it? Well,
it's just theft.
Well,
it's looting.
There have been enormous allegations with no refutable response. Like, there's not been anything that's been like, what are you talking about?
Oh,
this is absolutely a real daycare. Nobody is saying that. They're basically, you know how you know you're onto something? They're like, that is racist.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's the defense. Okay.
Or this is just hyper-political jargon.
Yeah.
When they say that, you're like, okay, well, so there's fraud.
We're going to speak at 1:30 with Fred Fleitz, who's the vice chair of the America First Policy Institute Center for American Security. And he also is a former NSC chief of staff, CIA analyst, House of Intelligence Committee staff member. I am going to talk to him about the Maduro arrest, the tactical nature of it. I don't want to go on and on and on about that, but I do, when we have a man like that with his expertise on the line, I do want to ask him, like, what's it take to pull off an operation like this?
That's a story in and of itself.
And it's not one that's being talked about for good reason right now.
The political story is the main story, but, in 6 months, there's going to be a book written about how crazy that 83 minutes was. It'll be highly entertaining.
I see Navy SEALs. I see, former Delta Force people, a lot of folks who have been guests on other shows who are like, this is the op of a man's dreams.
Oh, it's got to be.
And honestly, like those men were once boys doing that in their backyard.
Exactly.
It's like the complete equivalent to walking up to the plate with your wiffle bat and going, Game 7.
Oh, yeah.
Bottom of the ninth. There is a different breed of child, of young boy, yes, maybe young woman, but I'm mostly men, who go in their backyard and they're not like bottom of the ninth. They're like Caracas.
They're
Venezuela.
They're squatting behind bushes and they're doing the eyes. You got eyes on this guy.
0-200.
They're playing war.
Yeah.
I mean, every boy does that.
Yeah, and has forever. Cowboys and Indians.
Exactly.
All the things. And so the mission in and of itself, and I've actually been a little bit proud of the overall response of, in a bipartisan way, being like, gosh, we are BA. Like, hooray for us. Good to know that we can pull off something like this. So, that is something I'm going to talk to him about, certainly. But I also want to talk to him about the 30 to 50 million barrels of oil that we're like, we will have those. And there are ships moving about in the waters, and words like Russia are involved in these discussions. What does this all mean? I'm not smart enough to know. I am not going to pretend like I am, but we have access to experts who, you and I probably have a lot of the same questions about what's going to happen next. And I am excited to talk to Fred about that.
To the larger point, yes. But before we move past that backyard kid, I got to ask you this, because when I woke up on Saturday morning and I saw...
His name is John.
John.
Yeah.
When I saw the whole, really drinking through a fire hose, catching up on everything that had gone on overnight Saturday, I got that jolt of, and I'm not even like I'm not like the guys guy. I can get by with the guys and
You're
kind
not
of talk the lingo every now and then.
the guys
But
guy.
I can't fix a shelf. Like, I can't do anything or fix a car like Brad can.
In
or
some
anything.
cases, in a few circumstances, I might be more of a guy's guy.
You
than
probably are. My wife is.
Oh, boy.
There you
More
go.
of a guy's guy in
She
that
wears the
sense
pants in the family.
than I am. Yet still,
Ryan doesn't wear pants in the family.
not on Saturday morning when I'm looking at news. When I was watching this unfold, I did get that jolt of adrenaline about, man, these guys are freaking BAs.
Which is the equivalent of going back and watching Albert Pujols hit a home run off the moon off of Brad Lidge in whatever year that was, or going back and watching David Freese do what he does.
Yeah.
The actual biological emotion that people have that you're having to this it's really akin to that type of thing. But this is actually, like, no disrespect to my heroes, David Freese and Albert Pujols, but this is like immensely consequential. We don't even get to see
Right.
the materialization of what they actually did. I saw some clips online that were like, this is how we practice. They never stood a chance. And I'm just like, I don't even want to know how you're practicing.
But
I don't even need to know the details.
No.
I just need to know that you could do it, and I know it.
And I know a lot of those guys. I mean, not those specific guys, but
You know Delta Force and you're here?
I know. Yeah, I know.
you walk
me.
up and you're like, I'm kind of a guy's guy.
Oh, hey, it's just guys hanging out, huh? Guess I can join.
Is this where the dudes are?
But I know a lot of those guys because a lot of my friends had been either in military or even some of them currently are, and so I sort of get the world that they're in. But what I don't know is, when you brought that question up, is that something that your politics do affect it? that if you woke up Saturday morning and you are a blue hair Democrat, do you get that? And say you're still a guy, though, and you're still a guy's guy.
I think this transcends.
Does it transcend?
I think it transcends. And I think if you're super soft and weak and you're a Republican, you're like, oh, but he was in his home country. He was a leader of Venezuela. He was the president. And you're like, not really.
Yeah.
No, not really. I'm kind of looking right now. I don't know 100% of the details of the story that is developing right now in Minnesota. Yes, we're going to talk about Minnesota fraud today. I have an exercise for Ryan Wiggins a little bit later here in the 12 o'clock hour. Ryan,
Ooh, I hate exercise.
I know. Don't worry. There's no physical activity whatsoever.
Can I eat while I do it?
No, but that's just because I don't want to listen to it. But
Okay.
but theoretically, you could.
Oh, interesting.
I'll let you think about it.
Okay.
Oatmeal cream pies.
All right.
This is a situation developing in Minnesota right now. Fox News is reporting Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said Wednesday that state officials were working together to gather information about a shooting involving ICE in Minneapolis. Governor Walz says we will share information as we learn more. In the meantime, I ask folks to remain calm. Yeah, that's what the Democrats have been doing around ICE. Yeah, everybody chill, stay cool. We'll be fine. Everything's good. That Fox didn't say that, but I did. The city's official, more from the report, the city's official X account posted that they, quote, are aware of a shooting involving federal law enforcement near East 34th Street and Portland Avenue and warned the public to avoid this area. Fox News has learned that ICE agents were unharmed and the Department of Homeland Security called the event a vehicle ramming incident. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office said it was aware of the incident, noting that they were not involved but have sent deputies to the area to assist as needed. So Kristi Noem is making is delivering a statement right now. Here's what I want to do. Let's take a quick break. We're going to queue up with what Kristi Noem has to say about this when we come back. We're going to check the details and make sure that the story is a story. We'll get you those details as soon as we come back. Go vote in the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. Come say hi to us. We'd love to see you there. Is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? It's one that we know about the most right now. But if you're like me, you're asking a lot of questions about, I don't know, Illinois, even Missouri. Who knows? Annie Fry YouTube channel. Go vote. Stream us live on the Odyssey app. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Annie Fry is St. Louis conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We're going to have an update after an ICE-involved shooting in Minnesota. Fox News is going to deliver that here in a bit. Kristi Noem is doing a press conference, but the press conference is in Texas. It's not in Minnesota. And so I'm not going to stop this show to just let Kristi Noem talk about whatever. I think she is taking questions, but I'm more curious about what's taking place in Minnesota. Do you have some details, Ryan?
Yeah, it says tensions, and this is just 14 minutes ago, so pretty late breaking. Tensions continue to rise in Minneapolis amid a massive ICE crackdown on illegal immigrants. So that's nothing really new. That's just what's happening in Minneapolis. But this morning, a violent protester was killed after she tried to run down law enforcement with her vehicle.
So that's a little bit of what we reported there from that breaking Fox News report. It said that ICE agents were not injured and that there was a vehicle ramming incident. So does it sound like this protester tried to run over at ICE agents and they shot her?
Yeah, so we don't know whether she was running into other ICE vehicles with her vehicle or she was trying to run over people outside of vehicles, but she was targeting ICE and with her car, and that it says that Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin of the Department of Homeland Security posted to social media saying that an agent fired defensive shots because he feared for the lives of his and fellow law enforcement and the safety of the public. And apparently that's what took out this violent protester.
Well, we're going to wait for details there, and we'll get back to you on that as they are released. Before we know any of the details, we know that what this is you can already write the political stories that are going to come out of this.
Yeah.
And we don't even know the details yet. Doesn't that say something?
Yeah.
The idea that you can understand the political operatives that are out there right now who can very quickly take something like this and say, if she rammed her car at them, the people on the right are going to say, look what you Democrats and your rhetoric have done. You got Tim Walz out there saying, everybody stay calm. Well, the left has riled them all up. I mean, I'm doing it right now. I'm telling the story of how this is going to unfold. The left has used rhetoric. They've called these agents who are carrying out written law, like it's the law. You don't like the law, then win an election and change it. And then the people who like the current law, then they can use their First Amendment right to whine and moan about law enforcement doing what they're doing. We've certainly done it on our side. And then the other side of this issue, it's Minnesota. It's going to be a George Floyd situation where if this woman died at the gun, does it say she was shot?
Yeah.
If this woman died at the gun of an ICE agent, that's all they need. That story will end up writing itself, and people will end up running to their corners without waiting for the details. So what we're going to do here on this show is before we defend ICE, before we condemn a crazy leftist protester, we're going to wait to find out if it was a crazy leftist protester, if it was a crazy right-wing protester. Maybe there's someone out there protesting that ICE wasn't doing enough.
Okay.
Why was that? What is your face?
It just seems unlikely to me, but we'll wait for the facts.
On this show, we wait for the facts.
Okay.
You never know. They're like, ICE, you really need to ramp it up, and they're like, that's what we're doing, man. Woman.
And so she wanted them to be going further.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, we're not reporting that.
We will wait for the facts, and we will report them as they happen. So the question on our YouTube poll today is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? Oh, man. It is wild to look at reports that are coming out about, and then there was this daycare, and there is this transportation center, and there is this health center, like just over and over and over again. How there were cars sitting in parking lots that didn't move for a year
of a transportation company.
It's their job.
Yeah.
Was to transport, even just to. I mean, if you want to defraud the taxpayer, could you at least move the vehicles?
Yeah, they're not even trying to. That just shows how much oversight there wasn't.
Correct.
So nobody's caring about this at all until now.
And where's the culpability? Where do we look and say, this is part of my conversation yesterday, I think with Steve Moore, where he was kind of putting it on Tim Walz. Like, look at what Tim Walz was overseeing. The question is, did he really know about it? Was he really involved in it? And my response is, if he knew about it, he's connected. If he didn't know about it, he's the worst governor to ever govern.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are you caring for the taxpayer, the voter, the citizen of Minnesota when they're being defrauded by the very people the government is supporting?
Boy, the Democrats came to his defense right away, though.
Of course they did, because it's going to ripple into the entire party.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, but it was everybody. It was Kamala Harris. It was Josh Shapiro.
This is something I came across yesterday. If you've been on social media, you've probably seen this. This is I don't know what the year is, but it would have been when Joe Biden was the president. It's a Fox 9 report there, I believe in Minnesota. Oh, 2022. I've got it right here up on the screen. So 2022 report. And who has showed up right there into Minnesota to take the admiration and gratitude of the people of Minnesota for soaking the daycare system with your tax dollars?
First Lady Jill Biden making a stop in Minnesota today to tout the country's investments in child care. She was joined by Governor Walz and Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra during a visit this afternoon to the University of Minnesota. Biden highlighted major investments in child care through the American Rescue Plan. Billions of dollars in funding have helped states like Minnesota keep health care and child care providers open and boost pay for child care workers during the pandemic. First Lady says there's still more work to be done, though.
The challenges families face didn't just start with COVID-19, and we need fundamental changes if we hope to build back better than before.
You know, when they say they're going to build back better, you know what it's not going to do?
That?
They always tell you exactly how it's not going to go. And then everybody, you know, like the monkeys with the symbols, they're like, yay, Democrats, yay, us.
Build back better.
Yeah, how was that? I forgot about Build Back Better. What was Build Back Better?
That was their mantra they said about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was build back better.
It's kind of an all-encompassing, like a buffet.
Yes.
This is the Great Reset.
The Build Back Better buffet. Jill Biden there going, look what we're doing for the daycares here. Let us know if you get any kids.
Unbelievable.
And workers. But the money is there.
You know what's crazy is that we're seeing fraud in ways like you just said, where people show up at a building. It's not even a building. It's like a door in the middle of a junkyard.
Did they fix the sign that said Quality Learning Center?
I don't know. They might have just removed it.
No, I've seen the sign, and it
still
says
out there?
Learning now.
Oh, did they?
They changed it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And now you don't know it's real on the internet until someone fixed it for him. Because I think what I saw was some like TikTok influencers that are rappers that went to rap in front of the sign. But if they fixed it, I'm like, this is a really, really big mistake. They needed to be like, what are you talking about? This is Mr. Leering. This is his center.
Oh.
They needed to come up with a story. I mean, why stop lying now?
Some guy walks in like the Monopoly man.
Yeah,
I'm
he's got
Mr. Leering.
monocle.
Anybody have a problem with my daycare center?
And then you chastise the people who were so stupid and not educated at one of these facilities to be like, you thought this was learning? This is this man's center. He's built this with his own hands.
Look at this man. He has a monocle.
And then you stare into the camera with your eyes kind of like your eyebrows winced and you're like, you guys buying this? You've been literally buying it.
Well, the fraud that we're seeing is of the type that's so obvious that you can't believe it's been going on. But they highlighted other ways that other states have been doing it too. And Maine and Washington are two of the ones they're really looking at right now. And the way they said a lot of the fraud happens is there are kids, but it'll be two in-laws living right next door to each other, mom one and mom two, and they're related. And they go, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch your 4 kids in my house, and you're going to watch my 4 kids at your house, and we're going to call it a daycare center.
The other thing that people are questioning is like the amount of welfare that these communities are on for people who don't have jobs. Like, why do you need daycare?
Oh, yeah.
There's a huge problem.
Yeah, and the amount of money that's being flooded in to just watch your kids, if you're doing that at all, which a lot of them aren't. But if you're just watching your in-laws' kids and they're watching yours, they're talking about that's basically a full-time income you're getting to do nothing.
Yeah.
To just sit there.
And the money is there, and then the business might be later, maybe. Probably not, though.
Yeah, if you want to call it a business.
Buy the fleet of cars, park them on the parking lot. We've got a transportation company.
Yep.
Buy
a magnet and put it on your current car.
Maybe. Don't see why not. When we come back, we're going to... let's just take a quick break here. We'll be right back in just a minute. The YouTube live chat poll, is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? Yes or no? We'll be right back. Don't go away.
After all, I knew it had to be something to do with you. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you'll be my friend at the end.
HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. Excuse me, that's the titch of the flu that I have there talking. Don't worry, I'm still here, Ryan. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com is the website. If you have a basement concern that you've been putting off assessing, or maybe you probably just saw the crack for the first time in your foundation and you're like, that's not good, especially if it's the initial exposure that you've had to it, get a phone call in to Matt Hayes of Home Shield Foundation Repair and get him out there ASAP, because maybe you can stop it dead in its tracks. It's not going to turn into some sort of big catastrophe. You can avoid the water coming into your basement. But if you're at the point where you have water in your basement, you need help and you need it now. And you don't want to invest any dollars in someone who's not going to do top quality work. That's why people go to Home Shield Foundation Repair. The phone number is 314-227-9636. That's 314-227-9636. And talk to Matt Hayes about what you're dealing with on the phone. He'll come out and assess whatever your concern is and tell you, here's how we can help you. So you know what you're getting into before you have to sign a paper, spend a penny, all that good stuff. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code NEXT for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code NEXT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code NEXT.
We all have different ideas of the perfect retirement, but they all depend on the same thing, not running out of money. And preparing for retirement can sometimes be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Find out how to build your retirement on your terms.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
Join host Steve All for the All Financial Hour, Saturday mornings at 6 or Saturday afternoon at 4, here on 97.1 FM Talk.
YouTube live chat poll today: is the Minnesota state fraud the worst fraud in the country? Yes or no? Let us know what you think about this, and we will be monitoring comments throughout the day. Joe says Minnesota is under the microscope, but one-party states like California have institutionalized corruption. What do you think? Is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? We will know by the end of this show. 12:32. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Consistently right.
It's a ritual.
97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back. This song makes me laugh because when we were in the Veterans Day Parade, I had my speaker all set up so that we could be like all patriotic music and waving to all the veterans.
God bless America.
Darn right. Ray Charles edition. And I said, hey guys, any songs you guys want me to play on the parade route? And you said, Bananarama, she's got it.
Yeah, I did.
Which I'm like, we're not playing that in the Veterans Day parade.
But it would have been super funny.
But it was the first song I played after we got done with the parade and had to drive back to the parking lot, and I turned that sucker up.
Did you notice how everybody had a really good time?
I noticed that you did.
And your kids.
Yes.
Your kids were having a good time listening to Bananarama.
I think it took us 2 songs to get back to the parking lot. Bananarama and Chacarone.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Chacarone.
Congresswoman Mary Miller is going to be with us here at 12:40. We bumped Wiggins America for this.
Better be good.
With permission from Mr. Wiggins, your dad.
Yeah,
I had to ask him.
Oh, my dad said yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, Mr. Wiggins, we'd like to make a move here. And I know he manages your affairs, so.
Yeah, anytime there's sort of a schedule change, I'm like, you're going to have to talk to Bob.
No, you always say my dad. Okay. We're watching this Minnesota situation unfolding, and apparently protesters are doing what these leftist protesters do. There's video of, gosh, there's a lot of snow there. How come there's no snow here?
Because that's Minnesota.
Because it's Minnesota. The encouragement that people, like, when you think about how these elected officials who have subsidized security and they get picked up and dropped off where they go, these elected officials who they need in order to secure power and money, they tell people to go protest Nazism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got to ramp it up, otherwise it doesn't feel important.
And you look at what this isn't protest. It's violence. It's criminal, like the videos that we're seeing right now. I mean, these people are accosting ICE officials who are there doing their job. And I guess let's just listen here real quick to Mayor Jacob. I'm going to call him Frey just to add
no
to
relation.
A 37-year-old woman is dead and that she was shot by ICE.
There's the story.
There it is.
God dang it.
We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis.
So ICE was there.
Not only is this
she got
a
shot.
concern that we've had internally, we've been talking about it.
Yeah, we know. We've been listening.
They are not
So were
here
they.
to
So was
cause
that woman.
safety in this city.
They're saying right now.
What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust.
This is like insurrection.
They're ripping families apart.
No, it's very
They're
believable.
sowing chaos on our streets.
It's predictable.
And in this case, quite literally killing people.
She was trying to kill them.
So,
as far as we know,
they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
Oh,
whoops.
Well, we're going to dump that, Mr. Mayor
This
Fry.
was
Let's take a
an
quick
agent
break here. We're going to speak with Congresswoman Mary Miller, since we can't trust the mayor of Minneapolis to speak with an FCC-approved mouth. Our apologies for airing that. We didn't know that was going to happen, of course, because that was live. We will continue to cover the details of the story. We got their side of the story. The mayor is taking this as an opportunity to attack ICE. So this has become an asset to him. We'll see what the converse story is and keep our mind open to what the truth is. And obviously, the moment will not pass. What's the phrase? Never let a good crisis go to waste. And they never, ever do. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Congresswoman Mary Miller will join us. She's the representative from Illinois' 15th District. Bananarama is back. How strangely inappropriate. There's nowhere else to go from here. Let's just take a break and get the Congresswoman. Stewart's American Mortgage. If you are thinking about a new mortgage refinance, please consider reaching out to Stewie and seeing how he can work for you. 314-324-4440. It's the thing I appreciate the most about Stewie. He is there to work for you. The effort to get you into a mortgage that puts you in the best position, that's how old-fashioned business used to be. He does it all himself, so that 314-324-4440. number, that's to him personally. When I send Stewie a text, I'm like, hey, you want to come on the show? I send it to 314-324-4440. You can ask him to talk to you, send a text and say, I want to know about the bagel loan. And he says that when I use a bagel loan, there are no closing costs. How, in fact, does that work? If you want the great detail, he can explain it to you. If you just want the bagel loan and don't need the great detail, he can help you. Call him, text him, 314-324-4440 for a new mortgage, for a mortgage refinance, even a cash-out refinance. And you're in the best of hands at Stewart's American Mortgage. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Hey, it's your main man, Jimmy Fallon, and I am headed your way. Saturday, January 24th at the Factory in Chesterfield. We are defunding the joke police. So grab your tickets at 971fmtalk.com/events, and I will see you in the loo.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
We have Congresswoman Mary Miller with us. Happy New Year to you, Congresswoman. Thank you for fitting us into your busy schedule today. It's great to have you back on the show.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited about a new year and all the opportunities in front of us.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an incredible year. I've seen a lot of what the president, listened to a lot of what the president has said is going to happen in 2026. You were able to, along with your coworkers there in Congress, to get the big, beautiful bill done in 2025. I think that's going to set in a powerful way for taxpayers this year. Tell us what the House Republicans, with their very slim majority, are looking to do in this in 2026.
Well, President Trump yesterday showed himself very strong and impassioned and, of course, funny, too. But what he's wanting us to do is to promote the great policies that he got elected on. And obviously, he and we have helped him secure our border and advance law and order in our country. So they're fighting us every step of the way. They criticize from the sidelines, but President Trump is delivering results, and we are there to help him. So obviously, we're working on funding bills right now, and hopefully another reconciliation bill.
Are we going to have a government shutdown at the end of January?
No, I don't think so.
You're not worried about it?
I'm focusing on getting things done right now.
Yeah. I think healthcare obviously was the main stumbling obstacle for Democrats. That's what they said, at least. I think they wanted to just screech everything to a halt in 2025. But those healthcare premiums, nobody voted to extend the subsidies to the Affordable Care Act that the Democrats passed and had sunset in 3 years. That was all on the Democrats. It sunsetted. What's the answer? What are the Republicans doing for Americans and healthcare in this spending bill, but also throughout the course of this year?
Yes. Well, first of all, I call it the Unaffordable Care Act or Obamacare. And I believe 8% of Americans use that. But all Americans are struggling with the price of health care. And President Trump's ideas, and I support them, is that we have more competition, that we can allow people to buy health care over their state borders, that they can have coalitions together and purchase health care. I think even with Obamacare, we want the money to go to the person instead of to the insurance companies. The insurance companies became wildly enriched under the Unaffordable Care Act.
Yeah, President Trump has said a lot of this. He's like, give the money to the people. And if you're looking at the healthcare system that was set up by the Unaffordable Care Act, Obamacare, in 2010, when you observe that, what it did was it soaked the insurance companies. The insurance companies became the center of our healthcare system, and boy, did that leave the consumer or the patient out in the cold. What happens to insurance companies? What are they going to be compelled to do if instead of the insurance company holding that fat check, I get the opportunity to say, okay, here's the money that I have for healthcare. Now I get to choose where to spend it.
Yeah, well, they're going to be compelled to come back to reality and to be more efficient. I think a perfect picture of what's been going on is there's a healthcare program called MediShare I know there's Samaritan out there, and it's basically where households share each other's medical bills. But the CEO of MediShare makes under $200,000, where the CEOs of these insurance companies are making $3, $4, $5 million a year. I mean, that's a perfect picture of how ridiculous the insurance companies are, and they're not performing for the American people. We should not take the money that is intended to pay for people's health care and enrich them.
Congresswoman Mary Miller speaking with us right now, a congressional representative from Illinois' 15th district. We mourn with you the passing of your colleague out of California. It seemed from where we sit to be an unexpected event. Is that accurate?
Definitely. Completely unexpected and very sad. He was on the Ag Committee with me. He was kind of a gentle giant. He had a family farm of his own. He has 4 children. He was one of the first people that reached out to me in friendship from the Ag Committee, and I'm really going to miss him. And obviously, now we're down to, I think, a one vote majority.
Yeah.
Very precarious situation, but I, as a Christian, I'm trusting in God. God, a lot of times, works with a remnant. So I'm staying positive. President Trump's positive. He's a courageous leader. And I think we're still going to get things done.
So, Congresswoman Mary Miller with us, we're speaking about Representative, is it Doug LaMalfa? And it seemed like there's a political side to that, of course, but for many of you, you work closely with him. He's a human being and likely a friend to many of you. And that is a really sad situation to go through. I think a lot of people, if they're in my seat, I'm not sure what your relationship is with Congressman Massey, but you kind of feel like the Republicans have this many votes, the Democrats have this many votes, and Thomas Massey seems to want to vote less with the Republicans than is helpful. How are you going to stick together as Republicans in 2026 with what you have to ensure that you're able to get things done and not waste time bickering about it so that you're limited in what you can get done?
Well, I think it would help if the American people reach out to their elected representatives and let them know what they are expecting out of them, including Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey votes with the Democrats more than he votes with us. So I won't be upset if he's gone. He doesn't help us.
Yeah. Do you see any of these issues, healthcare being one of them? There's a huge concern for Democrats, enough to shut the government down and cause many federal workers to go unpaid, some of the best of the federal workers. Do you see any Democrats just peeking at what the Republicans are offering on healthcare and maybe signing on to help get something done?
They are nuts. Their policies are crazy, and they're so anti-American. And like I said, it's way easier to destroy something than to build it up. And we are coming out of 4 years of destruction and disorder here and abroad caused by Joe Biden and everybody in the Democrat Party. They stuck together 100% in their destructive policies. And now President Trump and we in Congress, us Republicans, are working to rebuild. And I don't know, the Democrats are going to lose on their policy, I believe. I don't believe the American people are in any way embracing their ideas. They're still promoting the transgender issue for our youth, which is crazy.
So Congresswoman Mary Miller speaking with us right now. I know you only have a few more minutes with us, and we're very grateful for your time today. I want to shift a little bit. We ask a poll question every day, and today's is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? I'm curious of your thoughts on the existence of fraud in the state of Illinois. You represent the 15th district in Illinois. How much fraud, if we wanted to look for it, how much fraud do you think we'd find in our own land of Lincoln?
I think it would be stunning, and I think the fact that J.B. Pritzker refuses to release the voter rolls, the SNAP rolls, the Medicaid rolls, he doesn't want us to uncover the layers of corruption and abuse of taxpayers that's going on in Illinois. I can't wait for it to happen. It will happen. We're going to put pressure on him. We control the purse, Congress does, and we are going to cut off the funding to any states that refuse to comply.
Do you think he's going to be, his hand will be forced? Do you think we will actually get answers in the state of Illinois as to where taxpayer dollars are going?
I think eventually his hand will be forced because he's going to want the money.
Will it be before November?
Hopefully.
It's an important time, Mary Miller. All right. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming on with us. Last question before we let you go. What are you looking at in the state of Illinois as far as success to try to make a very, very blue state? Maybe even hopefully my outset is maybe we could make it even a little bit of a purple state. Is it possible?
Well, it is. If we get election integrity, it's the foundation of our republic and of the elections in Illinois. I want to remind people that President Trump got around 200,000 more votes than J.B. Pritzker did. We have the votes in Illinois. If people feel confident that their vote matters, I believe they'll come out and vote. So like President Trump said, we got to pass the SAVE Act. We got to make sure people are citizens that are voting. And we're going to cut off funding to Illinois if they will not release their voter rolls.
Yeah, 100%. Congresswoman Mary Miller, thank you for being with us today. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and Happy New Year.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye. I never hear her when she's talking about, can we save Illinois? The answer is always yes, but it's never like, oh, it's going to happen, which I appreciate because we don't need empty promises. The uncovering, if Illinoisans, if Chicagoans, and yes, Chicago matters. I know there are people who are listening right now who want Chicago to separate from the state of Illinois. Even if that were to happen, it's not going to happen in a measurable way in our lifetime where it's going to benefit us the way you want it to benefit us. And if we were in a position to eliminate the corrupt individuals who are intentionally tanking our state government so it's their playground. If we were able to pull that out, I think we'd have a fair shake. I don't think that the Republicans that would be leading the state of Illinois would be the reddest, most conservative Republicans that had ever been. I don't think that we would be as a pro-life state like Missouri, but we might stop being like our number one tourist destination in the state of Illinois being the abortion capital of the country. Like, that's not the badge that we want to wear next to our prairie state garb. I think maybe we would have other things to offer people to come to the state of Illinois, as opposed to the fleeing U-Hauls that are constantly moving out of the state because it's not tenable here. If it can happen in Minnesota, if what is taking place in Minnesota can be replicated in Illinois and everywhere else, that's how... It's not going to be, yes, we need good candidates. Yes, people need to have someone to vote for rather than vote against. But when you start showing with detail, this is exactly what the corruption and the fraud looks like, which is what we're seeing in Minnesota. When you start seeing that for real, nobody looks at that and goes, well, I'm still for that party. Nobody does.
Yeah.
Because you've ripped out other people's pocketbooks and you've done it by giving them the finger on the way out. You tell them what you're doing, you steal their money, and you tell them to sit down and shut up and vote the party line. People are not going to do that. Does that mean that they're going to be MAGA? Nope. But they will stop supporting those corrupt individuals. But you have to get the truth out there. And I feel like we're closer to that than we ever have been. And Minnesota being the bellwether on a national stage where it's become a huge story where everyone's going, hey, can you give a look-see over here in the land of Lincoln and every state. I don't care how red you are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Missouri alike.
Because you know that it's happening everywhere. Because it's not just, are you a Democrat? Oh, you must be doing it. It's possible that this is Republicans doing it at state levels. It's possible that there are people who pretend to be Republicans doing it because they know it's a Republican state and they're just going to do it anyway. It's this time last year we started talking about USAID. And that became this is really this is a big money laundering operation at the federal level. It's now a year later, and we're realizing, it's not just individual random charities that are doing this. They are using full state governments to launder money. And that's what we're realizing now.
With the absolute turned eye, intentional ignorance, plausible deniability, whatever you want to call it, in place so that the right people can get soaked. What does Tim Walz get out of this? A job, a pathway to become, potentially the president of the United States, become the VP, go to the presidency. I mean, that's what Kamala Harris thought. Probably what J.D. Vance is thinking. Power, money, influence, whatever the thing is. Can't you see, if you've ever really you vote Republican because your family's always voted Republican. A lot of people think, well, I go to church, it's probably a Republican thing to do. Or I vote Democrat because my dad was a union laborer and I've stood on picket lines with my dad before. I have friends who have done that. I am sure that there are many of you listening who have done that. And after I say something like that on the air, I will get a half dozen messages from people who are like, Annie, the union members love Trump. And I'm like, I know. The leaders, now more than ever, don't despise him, didn't endorse the Democrats, but didn't endorse the Republicans. And I think the Republicans are like, you don't really need to endorse us. I don't know. You don't endorse the Democrats. That is what we need from you. But you have a heritage in the type of politics that you ascribe to. Just like a lot of people, you're Catholic because your family's always been Catholic. And then for many of you, you've been confirmed. You've made the choice for yourself to stay as an active church-going person. And yes, you're in the Catholic Church. Some of you get married and you decide to become a different faith walk, whatever. But you inherit a lot of these things. And then eventually you're challenged with, well, I've always done it this way, but is this the way I always need to do it? And this type of fraud situation is the thing that makes people go, okay, hold on a second. Stop. Say that to me again. What was going on? How did that take place? And for a second, you wouldn't get away with a fraction of what you get to get away with if you're a Democrat. If you're a Democrat in the system. If you've ever been curious about the epicenter of the difference between the left and the right wants to shrink government so that it can't do to you what is being done to Minnesotan taxpayers, federal taxpayers, by way of handing over. Big government gets so large, gets so big that you wouldn't even know where to look first. It's too large. There are too many layers, and all of those layers require funding. The government doesn't make any money. The government only takes money. So if they take money, it better be for a really good darn reason. Like, I don't know, national security, bullets, boots, roads that you can drive to work and back home to your babies on safely. These are the type of things that your government dollars should be spent on. Not welfare for people who stay home and send their fake children to fake daycares, and then they buy mansions and they vote for Democrats and wash, rinse, repeat. That's where we are right now. Expose it all. YouTube live chat poll.
You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
AirComfortService.com. Don't look at me like that, Ryan Wiggins. I have a job to do.
And it's a good jingle.
Tell me right now, if you have heating issues in your house. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize how bad it is in their home, that they're not comfortable in their comfort zone, is how dry your air gets in the winter. Now, it's like, is it 60 degrees outside again today? It's
yeah,
bad day.
Maybe a little above 60.
Bad day to sell heating, but I'm going to give it my best shot because I'm going to sell humidity. You want a little bit of that with your 60 degrees, right? It would make it cozier. What about in your home? What's the perfect temperature? Some might say it's 67 degrees, but a humid or a moist, if you will, air. I'm hitting all the greatest hits here. People are recoiling in the studio. If you want a whole home humidifier so you don't have to have the dry lips, the cracking skin, the creaking furniture, and hardwood floors, Air Comfort Service is there to help you with that whole home humidifier. 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Online at aircomfortservice.com.
St. Louis, laugh it up with Jimmy Fallon live at the Factory on January 24th. From national radio to sold-out comedy clubs, Jimmy delivers fast, fearless stand-up that hits home.
The only ones raising tough kids anymore. The redneck babies are going to take on ISIS. The hipster babies are going to battle the evil forces of gluten. You know what I'm saying?
Grab your friends and get ready for a night of laughs. One show, one night only. Don't miss Jimmy Fallon January 24th at the Factory. Get your tickets now at thefactorystl.com. That's thefactorystl.com.
According to MasterCard, nearly half of small businesses have been a victim of a cyber attack. As cybercrime escalates, ThrottleNet is calling on businesses to strengthen their security posture by taking a free online IT security audit right from your desk. This 3-minute online assessment provides an immediate score to see security gaps and vulnerabilities in your network. For 26 years, ThrottleNet has supported your business IT everything right here in St. Louis. In fact, no client of ThrottleNet has ever paid a ransom. So visit throttlenet.com/971 to take the free assessment today.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
It's running high in Minneapolis. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, after an ICE-involved shooting.
We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis.
Mayor Jacob Fry moments ago saying he wants immigration enforcement agents out of the city.
What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust.
This after a woman was shot and killed. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says preliminary information shows the woman's car was blocking a road.
At some point, a federal law enforcement officer approached her on foot, and the vehicle began to drive off. At least 2 shots were fired. The vehicle then crashed on the side of the roadway.
The mayor calls it spin to claim the shooting was self-defense. However, ICE says rioters were blocking officers, that a vehicle was weaponized, attempting to run over law enforcement officers, and that an ICE officer fired defensive shots. The agency also calling the incident a direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of officers by sanctuary politicians. The FBI is leading the investigation. The president not ruling out military action to acquire Greenland.
President Trump always prefers diplomacy, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says. But
all options are always on the table for President Trump as he examines what's in the best interests of the United States.
that, Leavitt says, is why the president is not ruling out military force to acquire Greenland, a self-governing territory of Denmark.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House, which says the president and his national security team are discussing what a potential purchase of Greenland would look like. Leavitt also telling reporters the U.S. will always be there for the NATO alliance. The U.S. easing some sanctions to allow the sale of Venezuelan oil, also confirming that 2 sanctioned tankers were seized in the North Atlantic and Caribbean. America is listening to Fox News.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
All about sunshine going through our Wednesday afternoon. It's a nice 61 degrees, a little cooler than yesterday. Tonight, the clouds take over, though all is dry. No problems for evening plans. 45 Thursday, windy and periods of rain, all rain. 62, rain ends by about midnight on Thursday night. We will be turning colder for the weekend. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their Honor Flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for HVAC services, aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
So a lot of individuals in this city pay more than 50% of their income in taxes. When you talk about a fair share, how much more than, what is the fair share? What's the number?
I've said that we should increase personal income
So
taxes
52%
by 2%.
is fair?
And my point is this.
Give up more than half of your income. That's
if you're making $1 million in New York City, or more than that, you can afford to pay 2% more. And the reasons you can afford to do so is because that money will be used to better your quality of life as well.
Yeah.
Because when I speak to the wealthiest New Yorkers, I hear concerns about the cleanliness of the city, the quality of life in the city, questions of public safety. This money is the money that will be used to deliver on those things so that we can ensure that we have a return on investment for all of the money that we are raising and spending right here across the 5 boroughs.
So that was a Zoran Mamdani candidate, Zoran Mamdani, before he was officially elected. And I got to be honest, Ryan, I would actually kind of prefer that we pretend he doesn't exist here in the Midwest. I struggle with it because the Mamdani thing is so freaky scary to observe.
But he's got a nice smile.
That's the worst part. It's the worst part.
It's good for TikTok.
Well, he's the mayor now. So, you listen to him. That was, like I said, an interview before he was officially the mayor, sworn in at the beginning of January. And gosh, you got to feel for those New Yorkers who are out there. Deroy Murdock, maybe our favorite New Yorker, back with us. Nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, and Fox News contributor. Happy New Year, Deroy. It's good to have you back.
Annie, Happy New Year to you and our listeners. And we have about 8.5 million New Yorkers. I'm very happy to hear that I'm number one on that list.
That's right. I'm sure
One
they're
in
all
8.5 million.
yeah, all very concerned that they didn't make the cut. Our condolence to you and your new mayor situation there. I mean, I like I was saying, we're here in the Midwest. There's a part of me who thinks Mamdani is not our problem, but boy, I mean, the mentality, it's going to be a problem for everybody if he gets his full way here with New York City.
Well, that's right. And, as I've warned people, and I've heard people like George Will said, look, it'll be a great idea to have Mamdani in New York City. He'll be a cautionary tale. People will learn from the chaos here that will continue to grow, I imagine. But this, I think, is kind of an infection that's spreading. We saw about 3 or 4 weeks after he got elected, the people of Seattle elected a socialist mayor, and she, from all I can gather, kind of makes Mamdani look like a moderate. So my fear is that this is going to encourage people who are either socialist, democratic, socialist, communist, whatever, to run for city council, run for mayor, run for governor, whatever it is. And this infection is going to continue to spread, and it won't be limited just to New York City, unfortunately.
So, when you listen to Mamdani, in that interview he did with Martha McCallum a while back, and he's talking about how if a lot of wealthy New Yorkers pay 50%, he doesn't think 2% more would be a problem. And then he says with that charming smile on his face, he's like, that 2%, it's going to be okay because that 2% is going to go to help those individuals who are going to be paying more in taxes. What do you think about the Democrat Party and their insatiable need to take our money to do for us better than we could ever do for ourselves?
Well, they always want more, and especially when it comes to things like they always say, "Oh, the rich don't pay their fair share." That's one of their mantras all the time. They never say what the fair share is. I mean, right now, for example, the top 1%, these people, top 1% of people in 2022, according to the Tax Foundation, they earn 22.4% of all adjusted gross income around the country. They paid an average tax rate of 26.1%, which is the highest in the distribution among all taxpayers, and fully 40.4% of all income taxes were paid by the top 1%. So, I mean, does it be 50%, 60, 70? I mean, is there a number that will satisfy these people? And I've asked them over and over, what is the fair share number? And they'll never say it. They always just say, pay more, whatever it is.
Yeah, so then, they win. Mamdani won in New York City. Is it your belief that the people of New York City knew what they were getting when they chose to elect Zoran Mamdani?
I think some people paid attention to his agenda. He talked about affordability nonstop. I mean, whenever people brought up objections about, how do you explain this anti-Semitic comment, or why are you beating up on Israel, or why are you talking about things like charging higher taxes in white neighborhoods, they always say it's about affordability. It's all about affordability. We want to have a city everyone can afford to live in. I mean, his message discipline was actually amazing. He never got off message, or hardly ever did. He also happens to be very charming. He's a good-looking guy, always smiling. Usually you see socialists, they're angry. There are people like AOC who's angry. Jasmine Crockett is always in a rage. Or they're just kind of grumpy and sour like Bernie Sanders. You see Mamdani, he's always cheerful. And he's the only, I can't think of any other cheerful socialist I've ever seen in my life. And that I think was part of it. And also the GOP, rather than backing Curtis Sliwa, who was the GOP nominee, you had some Republicans who were voting for, who supported Andrew Cuomo, who is maybe half an inch to the right of Mamdani. He's a very hardcore left-wing Democrat, and that split the anti-Mamdani vote. So I think he still won 50.1 or 2%. I mean, he still won a majority nonetheless. But had it been a two-man race with Mamdani versus Sliwa, I think there would have been a better chance of defeating him than what ultimately happened, which was that he won a majority of the vote.
So we're speaking here with Deroy Murdock, nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, and Fox News contributor. I was kind of gleefully reading through your latest in the Daily Signal, how to make liberals pay more. So I think this is maybe a solution that would make everybody happy. The liberals love taxes, so maybe they should pay them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Look, Mitt Romney is just the latest one to come out and say, look, I'm rich and I should pay more taxes. And then the next sentence is, therefore, let's raise taxes on people across the board, or, people outside of Mitt Romney. And he suggested a couple weeks ago that we should have higher death taxes, higher taxes on carried interest and so forth. And look, if Mitt Romney wants to pay more tax because he feels guilty, or he's super patriotic and wants to give more money to the government or whatever, he's free to do it. He can write a bigger fat check to the IRS, and the IRS all of his money if he wishes. And what I suggest is something I call the HOT, or hot tax, which is the higher rate optional tax. A very simple idea. You would add an extra line to the 1040 tax formula. It has 38 lines. This would be line 39. It would read as follows. If you are being taxed at a rate lower than what you wish to pay, please enter your desired higher rate, multiply your adjusted gross income by that number, and enter the relevant total. Wire that to Washington pronto. And if you think, hey, I'm being charged 32%, and I really feel like 45 would be better, or 57 or 93, multiply that by adjusted gross income, send that in. And then people like Mitt Romney and Warren Buffett, these other people can say, hey, I paid extra tax, I feel great, and they can have a nice, warm, runny feeling and go to sleep comfortably at night. And meanwhile, they can leave the rest of us alone and let us keep more of our hard-earned cash.
Yeah, I just think it's a win-win, Deroy for president. I would vote for you. I think it's a great policy. I don't know if you could get that one past, a one-vote majority in the House of Representatives. The Republicans, starting with a slim majority and through some, I'm not a big MTG fan, and her resignation really bugs me. But then the tragic passing of Doug LaMalfa from California. I mean, there's no room for error at this point.
Zero.
2026 Republicans majorities, are they going to stay intact, and are they going to be able to get the America First agenda done?
Well, I hope. I mean, look, this is a dire situation. I mean, I think we're probably within one or two car accidents, scandal resignations. People get better job offers and decide to walk away and stab the entire country, the movement, the party, and the country in the back. And you could have either the gavel being shared by Mike Johnson and Hakeem Jeffries, which means all the committees will be split 50-50 and not much will get through. Or, if they get, I think if it's two people leave or incapacitated or whatever, can't do their service, I think you'll have a tied caucus or tied number in the House, and if it's 3, I think the Democrats take over. And as it is now, you have Tom Massey who never votes with the Republicans. He's such a purist. He's not willing to say, okay, I'll take a 5% flat tax because he wants it at 0. So he's such a purist that unless something is 100% acceptable to Friedrich Hayek, Ludwig von Mises, Milton Friedman, unanimously, he's not going to support it. So he's barely there, unfortunately. So this is a very, very dire situation, and the Republicans really screwed up in the elections in 2024 when they only won a bare majority of about 220. Normally, when you have that big a victory by the same party, whether it's the Republicans or the Democrats, you'll have about 235, 240 votes historically. They were only about 220, and now they're down at 218, I think. And so if all the Democrats show up, you need 217 votes to pass something. And if you have one defection, you have a tie. If you have two defections, whatever the measure is won't pass, assuming all the Democrats show up and they'll vote unanimously opposite the Republicans. So it's a very tough situation. There's all the more reason I think we need to get the Senate GOP to get rid of the filibuster, pass as much legislation as possible, get the House to get it through if they can, and get a lot of these things signed into law. I have been a supporter of the filibuster until very recently, excuse me, but we're not dealing with the Daniel Patrick Moynihan, John Lieberman, Mary Landrieu, John Breaux, Democrat Party, where they had some sense of checks and balances, and let's not go completely out of control. The Democrat Party that's in there now, these are the people, some of whom cheered when Charlie Kirk was killed, or they came out, refused to come out and denounce what happened. This is a party that ripped the border wide open. These are the people who talk very warmly about political violence. I mean, this is a hardcore, far-left, radical, neo-Marxist party, and I have absolutely zero doubt that if they take over the Senate, that the Democrats will get rid of the filibuster, make D.C., Puerto Rico, and I think probably the Virgin Islands states, and have a permanent extra 4 to 6 or even more Democrat senators in the Senate, which means it's almost that much more difficult for the GOP to take over. Essentially, we're in a situation like you and one other person are sitting in a room, and there's a loaded revolver in the middle of the table. And either you pick it up or the other person picks it up. Somebody's got to grab it first, and the first person who grabs it is going to be in control. If I didn't think if I thought the Democrats would respect the filibuster if they got a majority, I wouldn't feel this way. But I have no doubt that if they get back power, they'll get rid of the filibuster on day one, and then they will just shove their entire agenda through. Which is why I don't say it with any glee, but I think it's become necessary for the GOP to beat them to that first before they have the opportunity to do so and completely turn this country upside down.
Yeah, I think it's so important. You can't completely abandon your principles, and to that extent, I have respect for Thomas Massie, but you can't live in a bubble where you don't also enjoy the benefit of reality. To understand that your principles and reality have to exist in the same space so that you can actually advocate for the people. Because if you take your principles back home with you, but you've got nothing to show for it, that's not representing other people. That's representing yourself. And I wish that would be an adjustment he would make. I don't want him to hand his vote over to Donald Trump and just say, I'll co-sign anything you want to do. But right now, I feel like we're a little bit too much to the other side of that spectrum.
Well, I think if your principles and reality can't be in the same ballpark, is that asking too much? They at least be in the same county?
Yeah.
I think that's fair, right?
100%. Deroy Murdock, a pleasure to have you back on the show. We look forward to many more conversations. It's going to be a wild year, and we love riding through the whole thing with you. Thanks for being with us today.
Likewise, very much. All right, Annie. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Bye-bye. Deroy Murdock, nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, and Fox News contributor. Check out Project 21 if you haven't before. It's a great organization. All right, let's take a break. Fred Fleitz is going to be with us in about 13 minutes from right now, and we're going to talk to him about Venezuela, about the up to 50 million barrels of oil that President Trump said, we'll take those from Venezuela. Is this like, I want to know from a guy like Fred Fleitz, who's the vice chair of the America First Policy Institute Center for American Security, is this something that is going to be met with any sort of welcome in Venezuela? Is it like the meanest thing we can do? Are we the bully on the playground yard right now? I don't know. But a guy like Fred Fleitz kind of knows things. That's why we're having him on the show to answer your questions and mine at 1:30. Go vote in the YouTube poll. Is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? Yes or no? Annie Fry YouTube channel. We'll be back in a minute. The Lutheran Elementary School Association, not formally, but shortly known as LISA, these are the people who can connect you to a Lutheran education. And when I say connect you, I mean give you information and potentially tuition assistance. Did you know that exists? I think people don't look into Lutheran schools because they have a number in their head about how much a private education is going to cost, and then it's just not for them. And they're like, I don't want to, I can't afford it. I don't even want to know, because if I can't afford it, I don't want to know what I'm missing out on. Put that aside for a minute, because I think you can afford it. And I think there are a lot of grandparents out there right now who would just dream of being able to have your kid learn, get a quality education in a school where Jesus is first. And that's been what's most important for me. I'm walking the walk and talking the talk on this at the same time. I went to Lutheran schools. I went to the Lutheran school at Trinity at Edwardsville. I went to the Lutheran High School and graduated from there at Metro East Lutheran in Edwardsville. And I have affiliations with so many Lutheran schools across the bi-state region. So many of you come up and talk to me about your experience, at the Lutheran schools, and you love to support it. So if you're somebody out there right now who's looking to support a Lutheran education for someone else, go to lisastl.org and see how you can do that. But if you're looking for a Lutheran education for your kid or for your grandkid, run, don't walk. lisastl.org.
Okay, we've got the chips, the fancy cheese, the sparkling cider. Oh, and I need to fill up the tank on the way home.
Look at the cart. We haven't even hit midnight yet, and you're already blowing your save money resolution for next year.
I'm not blowing it. I'm being smart. I'm using Upside.
Upside? That cash back app?
Exactly. I just claimed an offer, and just like that, I'm getting cash back on all these groceries. And I'll do the same at the gas station. It's how I earned an extra $250 this year.
Wait, $250?
Yep, that's extra cash I can cash out to my bank or throw onto gift cards to my favorite spots.
Download the free Upside app and start earning cash back now. Use promo code POP for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code POP. Make your resolution easy this year. Download the free Upside app today and use promo code POP for an extra $10 bonus on your first purchase.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Off air a little bit about Mayor Fry's comments about let's put a video together where we juxtapose what we said they were going to say and then his remarks coming out saying exactly what we said he was going to say.
Well, what was remarkable about it is that you said most of that, 10 minutes before he came out and just repeated almost verbatim what you said he would say.
I did not say the S word.
You said bull blank.
I did not.
You said the
I
F
don't
word.
talk like that.
You said F word. You said all kinds of other ones that start with different letters.
Hey, stay on task.
But you were right.
Thank you. You were half right in what you just described there. But I don't understand what Mayor Fry did when he came out there. First of all, it warms my heart when people call him Frey. It makes me a little sad inside when people call me Frey because we're both Fries. But he goes out and his whole message was A woman with ICE came here and they murdered this woman. And he said, he dropped the S word or swords. You know, Celebrity Jeopardy. Have you seen Celebrity Jeopardy?
Yes. The S word. Oh, sword.
It's Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Daryl Hammond playing
so
Sean
good.
Connery.
And that Celebrity Jeopardy is one of the best things that SNL has done in this later time of SNL. But Sean Connery is supposed to pick the S words category, and he says, "I'll have swords for 500." That's S words. The S word for Mayor Fry in Minneapolis was to say that everything ICE is doing is bull swords. And
bull swords.
Bull swords. Or bologna sausage.
But
My
he
mom
said
says.
it. He said it, and we were airing it.
Yes.
Because it's an elected official.
And then we were like, okay, the mayor can't handle the public airwaves. We're going to have to dip out on that. Our apologies. Which is good, because he went on to say, and we didn't air this, and nor could we. If we would have been airing it live, we would have had to dump it, and we had already hit the dump button. So I was like, okay, we're out. The dump button has to reset and recalculate time, gather time back up so you can dump it once again. He says in the press conference that ICE needs to get the F out.
Full word, though.
But it was Fords. The F word. Ford.
Look, adults are adults. It's not like
I don't know that that's a true statement.
We're shocked when we hear a cuss word, but it's just, this is the midday, and you're talking about law enforcement. It's not the time for it, and the dropping the F-bomb and the S-bomb really isn't even the biggest deal. The fact that he's that riled up that you have immigration customs enforcement there doing their job, and that they just had somebody attack them, and there's video of it. It's not even hearsay. You can see the video, and he goes, well, I watched the video. It's BS. Except he didn't say BS. It's just remarkable, and it looks so self-serving to me for him to get up there and do this because it gets his name out there.
Imagine being the person who is enraged. Before we had any details as to what happened, I told you this is what's going to happen. The two storylines are already formed. We don't know any details, but we already know all the details. The two sides are ICE was doing their job. Protesters were threatening ICE agents' lives with violence, which we've seen repeated.
Yes.
Over and over. That's one side. We knew that was going to be one side of the story. The other side of the story is going to be woman murdered by ICE. And that is what he said happened. Imagine being the person who is waiting for what Jacob Fry just provided. Like, you see that story, and then you get right up to your TV screen, and you're like, give it to me, Mayor Fry. I got to hear it. Give it to me right now. I need to know. And then he says that, and you're like, that's right. Like, you're pumped by that. You're riled up by that, because that's the tone he took. Governor Tim Walz is out there going, everybody stay calm. Okay, credit. He did something right this week. Stay calm. Stay chill. Mayor Fry is saying it's bologna sausage, get the fudge brownie out. That to ICE, that's what he's saying. These are not the same messages. And what Fry is doing is what causes more events like this. He's giving them permission to respond to agents that are doing their job. He is taking what they're doing, enforcing the law, and removing their authority to do it, and telling people they have to they can retaliate in kind, because he is disrespecting and removing the authority that the federal officers have to carry out the law of the land. He's putting them as just people in the street doing things, and this woman was just a person in the street doing things.
That's the way it was presented.
Sure. Yeah, it's not a fair fight. You're going to have to do what you're going to have to do. Look at what these agents are capable of.
Well, to your point, you know what happened?
It's so dangerous.
Right after he did this press conference, we've been watching it live. Fox News has been carrying live coverage, helicopter and otherwise, of these quote-unquote protests, and they've gotten crazier. There's people out there just screaming and look like they're not quite throwing punches, but throwing bodies against ICE.
Every time the right starts to get some wind in the sails, chaos happens in the streets. And where does it always happen? The bluest cities that you can find. And then what do the blue city officials do? Stoke the fires. And I'm not talking about proverbial fires. There's usually literal fires.
There just happens to be snow on the ground right now, so it's a little harder in Minneapolis.
Super dangerous situation. Super, super disrespectful. What Mayor Fry said there. I'm going to read for you the Homeland Security response here in a little bit. But when we come back, Fred Fleitz is going to join us. He's a vice chair, America First Policy Institute, Center for American Security. We're going to talk Venezuela. We're going to talk oil. And we're also going to talk about the tactical nature of going into Venezuela and extracting Nicolas Maduro from his fortified location there on that military base where he lived. We'll be right back. Fred Fleitz next.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact-check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Heidi Ricken Provost of Ricken Financial understands the importance of financial stability in your retirement plans.
If there's something we can do to help benefit your financial future and provide more strength and stability in your retirement plan, that's exactly what we do here. And we do so on a complimentary basis.
Call today, 314-207-6211 or online at rickenfinancial.com and join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 97.1 FM Talk.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
This is Corey from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. There's never a good time for your heating system to stop working. If yours does, no matter what time or day, Air Comfort Service offers 24/7 emergency HVAC service. Contact our award-winning team for 5-star heating service and stay in your comfort zone. For heating and 24/7 emergency service, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation at aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Freedom has a frequency. 97.1 FM Talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
St. Louis Conservative.
There's no plan for Venezuela going forward.
Yeah, I know. They're going to say that. I used to be a senator, too. That's what you always say when it's the other party. The bottom line is we've gone into great detail with them about the planning. We've described it to them. In fact, it's not just winging it. It's not just saying or speculating it's going to happen. It's already happening. Like the oil arrangement that we've made with PDVSA on their sanctioned oil that they can't move. Understand, they are not generating any revenue from their oil right now. They can't move it unless we allow it to move because we have sanctions, because we're enforcing those sanctions. This is tremendous leverage. We are exercising it in a positive way. The president described it last night. Secretary Wright will have more to say on it today, who is involved in running this portfolio. And we feel very positive that not only will that generate revenue that will be used to the benefit of the Venezuelan people, and we're ensured that that's what the case is, but it also gives us an amount of leverage and influence and control over how this process moves forward.
So there's you have Secretary of State Marco Rubio discussing the oil. Now, the Venezuelan story coming fully to the front stage over this last weekend with the arrest and extraction of Nicolas Maduro from his living quarters, his bedroom, apparently. A lot of people have a lot of questions about it. And when you're not an expert like me, you just kind of look with big wide eyes and go, what's going on here? What are we dealing with here? Now we find out 30 to 50 million barrels of oil. President Trump and the administration said, we're gonna handle that. We're gonna take care of that. So what's at stake here? Let's talk to an actual expert about it. Fred Fleitz back here with us on the Annie Frey Show, the vice chair of the America First Policy Institute Center for American Security, among many other accolades. Fred, welcome back to the show. It's an honor to have you with us.
Hey, Annie, good to be here.
Well, thank you so much. We were talking a little bit earlier in the show. I've got a few different things that I want to ask you about, but you have a lot of experience as a CIA analyst, a House of Intelligence Committee staff member, about certain types of operations that folks like us, we've got no idea what goes into an operation like the Maduro arrest. And I was talking with my co-host Ryan here about, some boys in their backyards talk about being Delta Force and Navy SEAL and having the opportunity to do a mission like this. How much goes into a flawless operation like what our services were able to do in the arrest of Maduro?
Well, it was an extremely well-planned and well-executed operation by the best of the best. You probably saw reports that they built a replica of Maduro's home, which the Delta Force Special Forces officers used to practice on. And, this was so difficult because this residence actually was on a military base. It was protected by Cuban troops. Some of the Cuban troops reportedly were killed. I don't know how many, but so this was not just swooping down and taking him in his nightgown and putting him on a helicopter. There was fire back. The helicopter was hit. Some of our soldiers were hit. I understand they were not seriously injured. There also was an incredible intelligence operation with operatives on the ground, a CIA presence, I think, that had been there for months. I think we probably had sources very high up in the Maduro government. So it was a very sophisticated operation and included over 100 aircraft to engage in deception and other efforts to suppress the so-called top-notch Chinese and Russian missile defenses that were supposed to make this type of operation impossible.
Yeah. I mean, even listening to you say that, I don't know if it's the tone of your voice, Fred Fleitz, but I have goosebumps thinking about the risk it takes to have the resolve to go in and do what our forces were able to do, and to know the drill, the planning. So many people have to participate in making this flawless, because it really could have gone very badly. The story today could be very different than the one that we have.
It was risky, but it was also well planned. It was planned by military professionals who know what they're doing. They know what reasonable risk is. It wasn't done on the spur of the moment. I mean, this was underway for many months, and it is a kind of operation that no other country could have pulled off.
Yeah, and it's good to be on this side of that. I want to ask you a question. It's just something that's rolled around in my brain, and maybe there's nothing to it. But it was kind of strange to me that in Venezuela, there were so many security guards around Maduro that were Cuban. Why would he have Cuban security around him?
You mean Venezuelan security around him?
Well,
he had Cuban security around him, Cuban secure intelligence officers,
yeah.
Cuban troops, because his country is so corrupt, because his military is broken. He has to rely on Cuba to defend himself. And I thought that was probably an impenetrable shield, that we would never get through that. What the Cubans do is that they provide intelligence officers and soldiers. They also provide doctors almost for free in exchange for oil, because Cuba has no oil and they have a broken economy. So they use services and security to pay for the energy that Venezuela sends them.
Fred Fleitz speaking with us right now, former NSC Chief of Staff, CIA analyst, House of Intelligence Committee staff member, and Vice Chair of the America First Policy Institute, Center for American Security. You mentioned oil there, valuable to Cuba, but let's be honest, valuable to everybody on this green earth. So that has been the latest 24-hour news cycle, a main point of conversation. The left says that the reason we did this was only for the oil. But now we hear the president, the administration, is going to jump in and manage up to 50 million barrels of this Venezuelan oil. Did we go, punch the kid in the face on the playground and take his lunch money here? Or is this something that's actually going to benefit the people of Venezuela as well as, obviously, Americans?
Well, we conducted this operation because of the chaos in this hemisphere, mostly because of Joe Biden, the flood of illegal migrants, drugs, criminal gangs. It is because our presence in the hemisphere was so much weaker and bad actors were getting a foothold. And I mean Iran, China, North Korea, all the drugs coming out of Venezuela. We didn't do this for the oil. But having said that, we're in charge of Venezuela right now. We're giving the orders to what's left of the Maduro regime. This is something that President Trump told the leftover officials of the regime to do. Now, I understand that this oil we're going to take, but it will be used for the benefit of the Venezuelan people.
So how does something like this work? Because we went there. I guess you could say you were liberating the people of Venezuela. I don't know if anyone's gone as far as saying that, but that's the way I see a lot of reaction on social media videos. I've been doing a lot of translating of posts that are written from Venezuelans and reading the types of things that they're saying. How does the Trump administration, the United States of America, manage what is now left in Venezuela without it being a regime change effort?
That is the most important question to ask. It's what all MAGA people are asking right now. And I will tell you that this operation was done in the shadow of the disastrous occupation of Iraq in the second Iraq war, when we did away with the Ba'ath Party officials who were running the Iraq government, let the military go. This led to a power vacuum. It led to an insurgency. What they're trying to do here is to try to find a way to transition from the existing government, where they will eventually set up elections. We will vet people in the government to see who we can keep, because, frankly, the entire government can't be replaced. The entire government can't be fired. We found that out in Iraq. I believe that there are a number of senior people in the government who we bought off or made a deal with before Maduro was released to agree to work with us after he is gone. So it's complicated because the cartels have a strong presence there. There are Maduro loyals who will not want to play ball. But this is what we're doing to avoid a situation where there are American civil servants and soldiers in a nation-building operation, which Trump is not going to do.
You know, I'm thinking as you're saying this, you know, what was at stake and the risk it took, but of course the effort, the planning that goes into mitigating that risk when you take an operation like this on. You know, Fred Fly speaking with us right now. What if we didn't do anything? I guess that was the Biden plan, to say, you know, shake your finger, bad Maduro. You're not doing good things there in Venezuela. You know, we don't like the narco terrorism. You're not respecting the will of your people. You're a bad boy. And then just saying that and then being like, okay, that's it. That was the policy. What is the risk of the United States not having the cojones to do what Donald Trump had the cojones to do?
Well, look, this is a narco-terrorist regime. 25% of the people left because of how repressive this regime is, because they broke the economy. And, you know, you remember the video of thousands of people coming across the southern border. Well, there was a reason for that. It was instability in this hemisphere. It wasn't only in Venezuela, but a lot of it was coming from Venezuela. And Venezuela's instability was spreading into neighboring nations. We also know that Russia, China, Iran, Hezbollah had a presence in Venezuela. The Chinese spent billions of dollars to install two corrupt pro-China dictators in Venezuela. And the reason they did that is because they wanted the oil super cheap. So they lost that investment. They've lost that source of oil. So this is really resetting international relations that was really tilted against us because of the corruption and the breakdown of Venezuela.
Yeah, the ripple effect of this action on pretty much every facet that I can think of economically, in a trade sense, in a superpower sense, in a neighboring sense here in the Western Hemisphere. We've seen reactions from Colombia, from Brazil, from other areas around there. I mean, everybody is at least paying attention right now in a way that they weren't maybe last week.
I think that's right. The Colombian government is paying attention. They have a corrupt government which is involved in the drug trade also. And more illegal drugs come to the U.S. from Colombia than from Venezuela. I think we've sent a message to that government. That has to stop. And the amount of drugs that come into this country are just fantastic. And they're not just coming in over the border. They're coming in by ship. I don't know if you know that in Venezuela, they actually were building mini submarines to smuggle drugs off the coast of Florida. After they took the drugs out, they would just abandon them because the drug trade was so lucrative.
How quickly do we here in the United States, from attempting to stop the narco terrorism in its tracks, how quickly will that reflect in the drugs that are used, the deaths that are recorded? Will that be something that is measurable and in any near future?
My understanding is that there already are measurable results from the closing of the southern border. But I think this blockade of Venezuela and the threat to other drug exporting states in South America, it's going to have a huge effect on the drug trade. Of course, there's also Mexico, and President Trump has talked about how the president of Mexico did not want his help in dealing with the cartels in Mexico. They're going to have their day, too.
The last question before we let you go. We're very grateful for your time today. Fred Flight speaking with us right now. We do understand that the day that Maduro was extracted from Venezuela, that they had met with China. Obviously, China has a great interest in being as closely present to the United States as possible. It does seem as though this is going to affect China's oil intake. How measurable of an effect will this move have on China?
Well, the Chinese are furious, and they complained at the United Nations Security Council this week that this is a violation of international law. Let's be clear. If we were propping up a proxy state just next to China that was sending drugs into China, the Chinese government wouldn't put up with it for 1 minute.
No, you don't think so?
I mean, they're losing this investment. They shouldn't have been doing this. They don't have a leg to stand on when they say we're violating international law, when they're surrounding Taiwan and preparing to invade it. But the Chinese are going to take a big loss. They invested big time in Venezuela, thinking that we would never do anything about it.
And my understanding is nobody knew that this was going to happen until after it was done.
Well, it goes more than that. Nobody conceived that the U.S. would ever try this. I mean, how can you defend against something that you don't think is possible or that no one would attempt? Now that we did it, I think dictators worldwide are going to be extra careful. But nobody thought this was possible. They thought that the defenses provided by China and Russia made it far too dangerous to attempt such a thing. And he was supposed to be surrounded by Cuban troops. Well, he was, and we beat them.
Well, Fred Flights, what a great conversation this has been. Thank you for bringing some factual understanding from a greater depth than we could ever obviously provide here. We look forward to having you back to continue to discuss because we know the story. It's not over yet.
Great to be here.
Thank you so much. The Vice Chair for the American First Policy Institute Center for American Security, former NSC Chief of Staff, CIA analyst, and House of Intelligence Committee staff member. Ryan, what have you done with your life? Don't you feel incredibly inadequate when you read something like that?
Well, yeah, I do.
Me too, Ryan. I'm with you.
Okay, good.
I served frozen custard at Annie's Frozen Custard in Edwardsville for 2 wonderful years.
That's great.
Pharmacy technician.
I ate that custard.
I know. I served it to you.
So I did a little bit less than you.
Might have filled an antibiotic for you at the medicine shop once.
Maybe. Don't know.
No, don't know.
Have no idea. I just know that I like ice cream and medicine.
See, where we come in is we get to connect folks like us to people like Fred Flights.
Mm-hmm.
That was the upside of it. You still seem a little down.
Well, I just am sort of ashamed at my life.
You were the class clown of Collinsville High School class of 1999.
If that's the best you could come up with in this moment, I'm still ashamed.
I thought it was the one you'd appreciate the most.
Well, I do, but it's just in comparison to Fred Flights.
You were the entrepreneurial founder of the club for people with high self-esteem.
You're close.
Oh, what's it?
The club was called the Happy Fun Club for Self-Esteem Building.
It didn't get approved.
It didn't get approved, even though we had a teacher sponsor.
You literally tried to get that through.
It almost happened.
And they said to you,
they said to me, no, you will amount to nothing.
You're like,
and I was like, that's why I need this club.
This does for my self-esteem. It's people like you keeping people like me down.
It was the man.
Collinsville High School.
Yep.
1999.
You know how many people went on to do nothing because they didn't have any self-esteem? Probably about 4 or 5.
I'd like to know the names of the people who denied that. I bet they'd like to know. There are people listening right now. They're like, did I do that? Was that me?
Yes, it's you.
If I'm in Collinsville and I'm sitting in a place for an hour or more, people are like, I knew Ryan Wiggins.
Dude, does that really happen?
It happens. And they're not the people who say to me, is Ryan really like that?
They know.
They already know. And I'm like, let's flip the script here. How long has Ryan really been like that? And then we talk, we chat, we get to know each other. We swap stories.
That's great. I'm glad that I've left some sort of legacy on this earth.
No, you literally are. You are.
Okay.
You are.
I am the legacy? What are you saying I am?
I'm saying that you've made an impression upon people, and that's what you strive to do.
Thank you. I feel good now. You can tell Fred Flights to listen to the end of this interview now.
I fear that bringing up your club for happy people who have self-esteem or whatever has not been good for your self-esteem.
Well, that's right.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back.
I was too strong. You were trembling. You couldn't handle the hot heat rising.
Home Shield Foundation Repairs.com, 314-227-9636. 314-227-9636. I think it matters that Matt Hayes, the owner, is a great guy. That is an important thing. If I am calling somebody over to fix something like the actual foundation of my home, it needs to be done right, and it needs to be done right the first time. Because if you're like, gosh, just give me the cheapest guy out there, you don't want the cheapest guy out there fixing the foundation of your home. You want the guy who is understanding quality, but also value, not going to take you for a ride, but also is going to get the job done right the first time. That's Home Shield Foundation Repair. Whether it is a wet basement or cracks in your foundation, even uneven or unlevel concrete outside on your patio, at your work, they can solve all of these problems. So if you've got a foundational issue, call 314-227-9636. 314-227-9636. Online at homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
2026 is an election year, and 97.1 FM Talk will be your home for every twist and turn in the 2026 midterms. 97.1 FM Talk. Keep it here for radio coverage that's 25 years strong.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect your nest egg from any market losses. Then, we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money.
You've earned it, and it's our job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call us now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. You will also get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 40 years. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
The YouTube live chat poll today is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? Yes or no? Here's Betsy. She says, no, it's tip of the iceberg, Minnesota. There will be more found in bigger states and bigger fraud. My Fritz says, no. Everyone with two eyes and a brain knows it's the Democrat-run California. Keep them coming. Love reading your comments. Quite a few coming in on the text line, too, and I've been monitoring those as well, and we'll continue to, so let us know what you think. 150, this time check. Oh, by the way, if you want to use the text line, it's 314-241-9797. This time check, 151, is brought to you by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. The Annie Fry Show is St. Louis conservative.
You ever listen to a song like this and think, if they release this song in 2025, would it be the hit that it was then?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because that song to me sounds like it's in a time capsule.
Yeah.
Because it's so synthesized.
Well, I mean, after about 2000, almost any song made pre-2000 to me sounds like the decade that it's in. After that, it gets a little muddy.
Because you care less about that music, probably.
Possibly. Oh, I still cared quite a bit, in the early 2000s.
Yeah, but don't you kind of bookend it to like when you got married and started having kids? And then it's like...
To a degree. But I think that there's a very distinct sound that came out of the 60s, 50s, 70s and 80s and 90s.
I think of the 50s and I think lollipop.
Yeah.
Lollipop.
I mean,
it just makes you want to like walk through Pleasantville.
It absolutely had a sound, and that you can blend a little bit. Like, did the end of the 80s sound similar to the early 90s? Of course. So it's hard to tell exactly.
Sometimes it's shocking to be like, oh, that song came out in 92. I would have said 87.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's some of that, but I think every decade up until 2000 still had a very distinct sound. Especially the 80s, man. There was some synth that you can't duplicate now, unless you're trying to sound retro.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about the Happy Fun Club for Self-Esteem that was denied, which is really something that I think in 2025, no, I take that back. In 2020, the denial of the Happy Fun Club for Self-Esteem, I think that would make national news if you wanted it to.
Yeah, I think that's possible. I mean, not that it shouldn't have made national news in 1998.
Not many things did. I think that, man, that is like the type of thing that you would ironically try to get to be a big story. And in 2020, you'd be able to fool so many people so fast. They'd get so far into this game, they'd be like, I don't think he's serious.
You think people would take sides and say, oh, look, these people are just trying to build self-esteem, and these evil curmudgeons, they won't even let people do it.
I think there's a whole group of people out there who would hear the story and when presented in the right way would be like, we need to support this guy. Get him a GoFundMe. Fund this club.
That's a real story. I really did try to start the Happy Fun Club for Self-Esteem my senior year of high school.
Story. It's one of my favorite stories about you.
And I think the sponsor was Mr. Randall in Collinsville.
I think I remember you saying that.
Did I say that before?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was him because he got it. He was like, yeah, I'm in on that.
Let's see what we can do.
If you don't know who he is the singer, former probably and current, of Fragile Porcelain Mice.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He is, or was, and is. But then there's a second chapter of this story that I don't know that I've ever told you.
You said there's a second part, and I go, you're saying that with a sad face. Is it a sad story? And he's like, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's sad.
And I'm like, in a fun way?
So a group of us who
me?
went to SIUE, my freshman year of college, decided, you know what? The Happy Fun Club for Self-Esteem didn't make it in high school.
You tried it at SIU?
What about if it could make it in college?
Yeah.
And so the same roughly group of us decided to start the Happy Fun Fraternity for Self-Esteem. And you know where that got? Nowhere.
My longest friend established a Greek entity that I think they made official through SIU, and it was Alpha Sigma Sigma.
It seems like you could do a lot more with the Greek letters than just that.
No, I think they did the most you could do with the Greek letters. They did fundraising. Like I can't, I don't remember the last time I've seen Old School, the movie, but like, this is like the see it through to the end thing that you were doing, because they're like, oh no, we're going to do fundraisers and we're going to do parties. And we're going to be seen. And they were black and green, lime green, and there are people with Alpha Sigma Sigma tattoos.
No.
Darn right they are.
Wow, they really did go all the way.
I think some of them might be listening right now. Send me a pic of the tattoo.
Where are their tattoos?
I can neither confirm or deny the location.
Tell me lower
Alpha
back.
Alpha Sigma Sigma tattoos. I think they're tattoos.
Lower back, arrow.
Tramp stamp. Yeah. To be explicitly clear here. But I thinking about it, that actually might have been the like seeing it all the way through. Because they didn't take a serious, like, the SIU was like, and they're like, they just all the
Much
way
respect.
through. Yeah. Send me a text. You know who you are. We'll be right back.
DIYers like you like to say,
I got this.
Need to paint a bathroom?
I got this.
Whoops, was that a load-bearing wall?
Got this.
But what about rewiring a hot main or routing 120 amps to an outlet?
Nope, not this.
Great answer. In general, treating electrical problems like rattlesnakes is smart. Deciding to call Jerry Kelly to handle them or to perform a $49 electrical safety check, that's wisdom. Served with some sweet preventative peace of mind.
JerryKelly.com. I'm Dr. Nick Barnes at Health From Within Family Chiropractic in Rock Hill. At Health From Within, our mission is to transform the way you manage your health by bringing you the truth about health and healing. We use proven techniques to remove interference in the nervous system and maximize health naturally, without drugs or surgery. Connect with me at healthfromwithinstl.com And join me for Maximize Living on this station every Sunday at 8 a.m. or download the Maximize Living podcast, Health from Within, STL.com.
The ACA Market Plan has just announced significant increases on their monthly premiums for 2026, with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Greg Hammond's Freedom of Choice plans now. You don't have to wait. One of their plans lets you use any doctor, has zero outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower than most Obamacare plans. Other options are full coverage PPOs with national networks, copays, and 100% annual preventative care. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Greg, and they'll provide all available options. Call 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to greghammonds.com. That's greghammonds.com. He can custom design a plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Protests in Minnesota. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A crowd building in Minneapolis after a woman was shot and killed during an ICE-involved incident that Immigration and Customs Enforcement describes as self-defense.
DHS says this is an individual who weaponized her vehicle. A 37-year-old woman, a federal agent fired 2 shots. We understand that she was struck in the head.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Minneapolis, where Mayor Jacob Frey calls the self-defense narrative garbage.
They're sowing chaos on our streets, and in this case, quite literally killing people.
The mayor using profanity more than once during a news conference as he called on ICE to get out of Minneapolis. ICE says the incident is the result of sanctuary politicians demonizing officers. The FBI is investigating the shooting. Governor Tim Walz just posting the state will ensure a fair investigation, urging people not to believe what he calls a propaganda machine. President Trump says he's taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes, something analysts say drives up home costs and reduces supply. The president also posting he wants Congress to take action on the issue. The food pyramid gets an overhaul.
My message is clear: eat real food.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. unveiling new federal nutrition guidelines that focus on whole foods, including more protein, fruits, veggies, dairy, and healthy fats, part of a broader goal to reduce chronic disease and healthcare costs.
For decades under both Republicans and Democrats, federal incentives have promoted low-quality, highly processed foods and pharmaceutical interventions instead of prevention.
Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, the guidelines are a framework for federal nutrition programs, including school lunches and SNAP benefits and food for the military and prisons. America is listening to Fox News.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this, Monday.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
All about sunshine going through our Wednesday afternoon. It's a nice 61 degrees, a little cooler than yesterday. Tonight, the clouds take over, though all is dry. No problems for evening plans. 45 Thursday, windy and periods of rain, all rain. 62, rain ends by about midnight on Thursday night. We will be turning colder for the weekend. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 56 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance and installation, and heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. AirComfortService.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We're following the development that took place in Minneapolis. A couple hours ago, there was a shooting of a protester who, if you listen to what ICE has to say, and you might as well just hear it directly from them, this is the Homeland Security statement that about the incident today in Minneapolis between an ICE officer that shot and killed a protester. Here's the statement. Today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. This is the direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assaults on our law enforcement, who are facing a 1,300% increase in assaults against them and an 8,000% increase in death threats. This is an evolving situation, and we will give the public more information as soon as it becomes possible. In addition to this, we went to live coverage of Mayor Jacob Frey there in Minneapolis, a poster child for gross woke. He is the Gavin Newsom of mayors, I think. Anytime Jacob Frey is on the scene, like the George Floyd situation, the riots that were taking place in Minneapolis, Jacob Frey was always there on the wrong side of history.
You know what, though? He almost seems worse at it than Gavin Newsom.
I think that's because it's just a smaller stage.
Maybe so. It's like he
super eager
is trying really hard to get your attention. Yeah. Gavin Newsom kind of has your attention because he runs California. Just by default.
Gavin Newsom is like, he lives his life to get your attention so he can tell you to hold on a minute.
I've never heard that put so well.
Thank you. It's just the way it is. You know, like, when someone introduces themselves to you, sometimes it's like, oh, it's so nice for you to meet me. Hey, Gav, if you ask.
I wouldn't mind taking a little bit of that.
Nicki Minaj.
You know, I like that swagger.
In a way, you kind of already do, right? There's just a hint of irony behind the way you present it. You don't believe. I was going to use a crude analogy there.
Go ahead.
Had to do with the stench. I can't do it. I'm a lady.
Maybe we move past just having a hint of it to people think that about me. I'm okay
smell.
with that. You're talking about
I'm not don't do it. Don't. We're there. We're backing away. We're not head first into
Austin Powers' character would say this often. Scottish character. Overweight.
Scottish character.
I can't even say his name.
I know you can. Let's get Jacob Fry on here. I'm sure he'll let it rip.
He'll say, yeah. Who's your favorite Austin Powers character? Mr. Fry.
So here, gosh, I don't like the crossover of the disdain I have for Jacob Fry, or if I refer to him as Mr. Fry, people are going to be like, what's going on with them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about Jared. I'm talking about the other J-Dog in Minneapolis.
Does that J-Dog ever acknowledge that he had to beat a Somalian to win?
Are you talking about Jared? No, I don't think he knows that. He's teaching history in middle school right now going, what are we doing?
What?
What are we talking about? Oh, you mean the mayor?
He's the mayor of Minneapolis. He calls himself like the champion of the Somalian people. He goes to all these events, and he had to beat a Somalian person to get that title.
So, we talked about Mamdani in the 1 o'clock hour. I don't want to talk about Mamdani. I want to pretend it's not happening because right now it's not happening to me, and I have enough on my plate. Communism can take a seat. Somebody should send him that clip. But then you have like the Jacob Fry, mayor of Minneapolis, who just this past week or weekend was doing the cheesiest dance on a stage where there were a bunch of Somali flags waving. And I see the story, and it's taking over social media for its moment, its 15 minutes of fame. And I see that, and I go, no, I'm not covering it. I'm not talking about it. Mamdani is hiring every communist he can find to advise him in his role as mayor. He's downgraded the police commissioner, kept the same woman on, but downgraded the police commissioner to no longer have the, we're going to partner keeping the city safe. We're going to do this together. Now it's like you can get in line behind sanitation, essentially. And I see this stuff, and I'm like, no. You know what? New York City, you figure it out and report back what you've learned for the rest of us. I'm not going to take up all of the time of people in St. Charles, Missouri with your communist mayor ways. I'm just not going to do it. Same thing with you, Mayor Fry. And these idiots keep making the news.
Annie.
It's my name. Don't wear it out.
You know what happens
laugh like Pee Wee Herman.
when conservatives like us say, you know what I want to do? You go do your thing, and I'll just live my life.
Sound like a libertarian.
That's what we've done for a long time. Is
A
that
libertarian.
we go, you know what? We just want to be left alone. Why don't you go do your thing over there, and we'll be left alone, and everybody will be happy.
Yeah, until you have a communist mayor.
It never happens because they don't stop. You have to push back. You have to call it out for what it is because guess what?
Fine, get Mamdani on the show.
If it's in New York right now and it's in L.A. right now, eventually it's going to be in Chicago. And it's already basically in Chicago. And so what happens then? Well, then it's coming to St. Louis, and then it's coming to Collinsville, and then it's coming to St. Charles.
You know who would approve the Happy Fun Club for Self-Esteem?
Mamdani.
Darn right he would.
He's got my vote then.
You know what? That's what it was. It was McCarthyism.
You think?
Yeah, they were like, we can't do that here.
You think it was a
can't handle
holdover
it.
of McCarthyism from the 50s into my high school in the late 90s?
Yeah, Mr. Randall didn't know what he was doing. Mr. Randall is somewhere going.
He's getting brought into this. What?
She just called me a communist.
No,
I called Ryan a communist.
He's going, Ryan, in 1998, I didn't know you were going to be a conservative talk show host. And that this would come back up.
Let's just throw some fun in your background. Let's just put a skeleton or two in the closet.
Right.
Remember when you tried to further communism? No, sir, I don't. Hey, I have
It was not communism.
I told you that I have an exercise for you. And I told you it's okay. It doesn't involve physical activity.
Good, because I hate cardio.
Cardio for your fingers.
As you know, I'm a weightlifter, not a cardio guy.
Yes, we're all weightlifters to some extent. Go to Google. And do you ever Google a word and then the word thesaurus or dictionary just to see? I want to know what their definition of this word is.
I usually will do that and write synonym.
Okay.
I want to know.
Well, I want you to Google, because I think that we're really doing a disservice to the colorfulness of our coverage of fraud. Because I was trying to put today on the YouTube live chat poll, is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? I have to sum that down for the YouTube thumbnail every day. And I have it as Minnesota Vice. How do you like that? Kind of like Minnesota Nice, but Vice. So I looked up the definition of Vice, and I'm like, yeah, that fits. I'll put it up there. There are about 42 people who see that thumbnail that I work really hard on. But I put my heart and soul into that sucker every day. But I was trying to see if there was maybe some alliteration, that there was a good word for fraud that started with an M. And then when I typed in Minnesota Thesaurus, which is what this exercise is going to be, look at the great words in the thesaurus for the word fraud. I think we really need to expand our vocabulary on how we discuss fraud, because everyone's talking about it right now. I thought maybe this could be our lane. And I thought especially Ryan Wiggins. You got some examples there?
Oh, man.
Right?
Well, the thing is,
it's almost old-timey.
What's amazing is I've been thinking the exact same thing as what you just said, is that we keep referring to it as waste, fraud, and abuse.
Yes.
And it just becomes
wallpaper.
It's just wallpaper.
Yes.
You don't think about the fact that it's billions of dollars.
We could fix this for the country. We could fix the debt. Because now we're not going to call it fraud. We're going to call it, pick your favorite,
Minnesota subterfuge.
That's a good one. That seems serious.
Now, there's no alliteration. If I had to do alliteration, the only ones in here would be Minnesota monkey shines. Or Minnesota monkey business.
Monkey business.
They're pretty close.
So go through and list, give me some of the other ones.
Minnesota scam.
Isn't skullduggery or something in there?
Skullduggery is definitely in there.
Who says that word anymore? That would cut through?
Hanky-panky seems to imply other things.
Not necessarily. I don't think hanky-panky is in and of itself sexual in nature.
Flim-flam.
There you go. But doesn't that make a lot of people who maybe haven't been interested? You know, if you're somebody who knows the phrase waste, fraud, and abuse, you know big balls at Doge.
Oh, I got it.
Here it
I just figured it out. This is the title that we give all of Minnesota fraud now. The Twin City Treachery.
Treachery. That's what it is. These aren't wrong. We have to
Solve
expand
that.
our vocabulary for the people and the future of the country.
Gosh, there's a lot of really good ones. You're right.
Malarkey. Doug suggests malarkey.
Rip-off. Con. Swizzle. Swindle.
Swizzle is swindle, but in 1997.
Diddle. I don't think that. Now we're getting into some words that imply other things. Baby oil. No, I just made that one up.
Stop it.
Hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Charlatans. Racketeers. Fraudsters, swindlers, and mountebanks.
Mountebanks.
I see this, and I'm like, you ever written something so long you're like, nobody will ever get to the bottom. Let's throw some fun stuff in here.
Yeah, there's some down there.
That's what the thesaurus has.
It's great.
Yeah.
Twin City Treachery is the name of this hour.
Twin City Treachery. It's bigger than that, though, but it's not that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is outside of just the Twin Cities, but that's got to be where a lot of it's happening.
Is that the capital? No, Minnesota is, what's it?
Duluth? I don't know the I never memorize my capitals.
Is Duluth in Minnesota?
Yes.
It seems like a Montana thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Minnesota.
Ethan! He's our Minnesota correspondent.
We can find out real fast.
So everybody in the chat knows. They're like, you bunch of dummies. St. Paul, Minnesota. That's right.
Oh, so it is Twin Cities.
I'm very curious to know a lot of the comments and feedback on today's YouTube live chat poll. Is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? Because the fraud is terrible. It's so big. It's, some might say, massive. And in its massivity...
Flim flam.
I'm just saying words now. Ooh, 216. Too early to be doing that. In its size and scope, this is what we know about. What have we not found yet? Minnesota's not the biggest state out there. Think about how big it's going to be. And Illinois has Chicago as the third largest city in the country. And we're known for our corruption. I think it's one of our main exports.
I know that the guy's name escapes me, but Nick Shirley, who worked with the data guy, it was like
not getting. This is case in point, and you're 100% right. That guy is not getting enough of the cred right now.
So Nick Shirley was the face, the YouTube, the young guy who kind of got all the credit. This older guy who had been doing this research for a long time was the one who gave a lot of the data to Nick Shirley so that he could go around to each of these places. But it came from
David Hawk?
Okay, David Hawk. I wouldn't have recognized his name even hearing it. But David Hawk...
it says David in quotation, so take that for
quote
what it is.
unquote David. I like when
good cover.
Somebody runs for office and there's names on the gas pump and it's like J, quote unquote J Nixon.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh,
David
sorry,
should put his name
Jerome.
in the thesaurus and maybe pick a better
Yeah, but anyway.
quotation name.
Right, like his name is something else. But he goes by quote unquote David. He has done so much research in this, and not just recently, not since this story has been breaking. He's been doing it for years. So he's got a lot of info on this. He said he thinks that this probably is in the range of more like $100 billion of fraud.
Yeah.
And again, I can't prove that. I'm just saying this guy does know what he's doing. He's been doing it for a long time, and that's his estimate.
He's got to be feeling so good right now to have poured so much energy into uncovering this, to know what you know, and all you're doing is trying to get someone to pay attention.
Yeah, and for the right reasons.
Right.
You're uncovering fraud / subterfuge.
Well, flim flam. Is Minnesota the state with the worst
flim flam shenanigans? Monkey shines.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with Ethan Sports and Local.
It's my life, oh so right. My Dixieland delight.
Point Pest Control, point with an E, pointpestcontrol.com. Reach out to them to talk about making your home pest free, which is what we did a few years back. We had spiders, and then I needed them gone dead forever. And that's really what they've been able to deliver to us. I think in the 2 or 3 years, let's see, I think it's been 2 full years at minimum that Point Pest Control has been doing quarterly treatments at our home. I think we've seen one spider, and we're pretty sure that the kids left the door open in the basement. Thanks, guys. But what I did was I called Point Pest Control, and I'm like, spider, and they're like, on it. And then they come out and they treat the house again. And what I really appreciate, I've talked about, I have 2 pets, 2 doggies, and 4 kids, and we're in and we're out, and you spray chemicals and stuff like that in the house, you could be worried about it. Everything they do, and when they treat inside the home and outside the home, it's all safe for your pets. It's safe for the people. It's not safe for the pets. 636-798-0023. You can find them online at pointpestcontrol.com.
Okay, we've got the chips, the fancy cheese, the sparkling cider. Oh, and I need to fill up the tank on the way home.
Look at the cart. We haven't even hit midnight yet, and you're already blowing your save money resolution for next year.
I'm not blowing it. I'm being smart. I'm using Upside.
Upside? That cash back app?
Exactly. I just claimed an offer, and just like that, I'm getting cash back on all these groceries. And I'll do the same at the gas station. It's how I earned an extra $250 this year.
Wait, $250?
Yep, that's extra cash I can cash out to my bank or throw onto gift cards to my favorite spots.
Download the free Upside app and start earning cash back now. Use promo code POP for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code POP. Make your resolution easy this year. Download the free Upside app today and use promo code POP for an extra $10 bonus on your first purchase.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hold up. Check it out.
Sports and local.
Ethan Berger with an extra side of Eth.
Yum. That sounds good right now.
I was hoping it'd have a little extra cheese.
Well, if it was Ryan's segment, it certainly would. But on Chuck, gotcha.
I don't know that you did. Neither one of you.
Did. All right.
Although I did call myself very, very fat earlier in the show. And I'm not.
Is this where we're all supposed to be like, oh, Ryan, you're not fat?
Ryan.
Everybody was
skinny
like,
queen. Get out of here.
I think he'd rather be fat.
Than be a skinny queen.
Dang
It's
right.
not what I was expecting to be called today. Hey, what's up, skinny queen?
But now you're kind of feeling good about yourself.
Now I'm gotta go with it.
No, I did check this. Kind of feeling light right now, but Well,
little pep in my step.
Things could be interesting for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yay!
Hold on.
Right.
For the St. Louis Cardinals broadcasts this upcoming year.
Why are you doing them?
Yay.
No, I am not doing them as far as I know. But
surprise!
You know what, Ethan, we could do for you?
Breaking news, I am not broadcasting for the St. Louis Cardinals
What
this year.
if we just did play-by-play? I know this is like probably illegal, but play-by-play in color for the Cardinals day games instead of doing the show. Ethan and Ryan.
That
we
would
just watch
be illegal.
The TV.
It would also be competitors with our
You know what,
sister
though?
station.
Nobody
we can
would
do
be
it for a
listening.
day. What are they going to do?
There'd be a reason it'd only be a day.
Just every time I go to you guys, you just let's check in with the game.
And there's a shot to right.
And that happened.
Boy, according to reports from The Athletic and St. Louis Business Journal, the company that operates FanDuel Sports Network, which is called Main Street Sports Group, they recently missed an expected media rights payment to the Cardinals. This happened last month. Local media rights make up a significant portion of the revenue for MLB teams, and the missed payment could potentially push the Cardinals to explore broadcast opportunities elsewhere. According to Evan Drellich, Katie Wu of The Athletic, the Cardinals have been recently negotiating with Main Street and will need to decide whether to remain with FanDuel under another reworked deal or eventually leave the network altogether. So the other option, if the Cardinals were to move on from FanDuel Sports Network, would include Major League Baseball likely becoming their broadcast partner. So it would be a similar situation to what the San Diego Padres, the Arizona Diamondbacks, a couple of other professional sports teams have done, where they've just partnered up with the Professional Sports League, and games are broadcast and presented in a direct-to-consumer streaming option through MLB TV. So there's a legitimate chance this happens for the Cardinals either this year or next year.
In your sports acumen, can you tell me that is this like delinquent taxes on a house? Like if I came along and I paid the FanDuel payment, would I own the broadcast rights?
I cannot
Man, I'm
say
only listening to half
with
this, but I'm going to
certainty.
go with no.
I cannot say with certainty that
Hold judgment.
you would
I
all
want
of
to
a
hear it
sudden
from Ethan.
Oh, I'm not. Well, I am judging. Go on.
can't say with certainty that you would have full control and ownership of what goes on the Cardinals TV broadcast if you were to pay the December payment.
But you're not saying no.
I'm
You're
not
saying-
saying
you're
no
saying
because
maybe.
I can't 100% confirm it, but this is an estimated, a high estimated percentage says that it is likely
That's
not.
a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
An educated guess. How about that?
I'd hire you. Just because I
Really?
wouldn't want to do all the games.
Oh,
I'd want
okay.
to do some of the games, though. I just want to come and go as I please.
Okay.
Have a little glass
You
of
wanna
scotch
have
and walk in and be like, "Hey, there's a little
the
Skippy
luxury, the freedom to be there if you want to be there.
And get the players' names all wrong. Well,
Okay.
hey, there's Skippy Schumacher.
That was right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but he's not.
Got that right.
Again, only half listening, but my apologies to Skip Schumacher.
But I'd be calling other players his name.
Oh, okay,
I'd call
gotcha.
all of them
I'm
Skippy.
following. Got it.
There's
Thank you.
Skippy again.
Wu is reporting that the Cardinals are financially prepared to hand their rights to MLB and will broadcast all 162 games next year, regardless of their TV partner. So, we'll have to wait and see how exactly Cardinal games will be broadcasted in the near future. Okay.
So is it? Is it still going to look the same for the consumer at the end of the day, do you think? Because, I went to YouTube TV because YouTube TV had two things when it first launched here. Well, three things. It cost $35 a month.
Boy, has that changed.
And it had Fox News and other news channels and the Cardinals.
That has also changed.
Cardinals gone,
Mm-hmm.
and my bill is now $120. Now, I have HBO Max added to it. And 4K TV, but I think the base is at least $85. And it doesn't have the Cardinals or the Blues. So you get the standalone thing or whatever. What is the best way to consume sports? Because I always look at it this way. If you're gonna pay, what is Netflix right now? I don't have it right now. 18, 20?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
If you're gonna pay $20 a month, to me, one night at the movies, if I take my whole family, is over $100 to go to the movies. So if I buy Netflix for 1 month, would that replace one night at the movies? Absolutely. And then some. I just only subscribe to one thing at a time. But sports is different. I want all the Cardinals games. I want all the Blues games. So, what could they charge? What would it be worth it to me? But it needs to be easy to consume. It needs to be every game. Obviously, the MLB thing and all the blackouts and stuff is wild. What is the best solution for consumers?
I wish that I had an answer to that. The unfortunate thing right now, and you said it with sports, is so many different networks, so many different streaming outlets are covering games now. And this isn't just baseball. It's all sports. NBC is going to be taking over some the Sunday night baseball games this year, so they won't be on ESPN anymore. They'll be on Peacock. There's games on Fox that you have to have. If you don't have cable or YouTube TV, that you have to have a special subscription to watch. Football carries games on Prime TV. It goes on and on. Netflix has the games on Christmas. So it is. The answer is having an option to where you can have. Maybe there's a sporting package eventually that you could put together specifically for these outlets. I am thinking in Fantasyland where everyone is willing to work together to package up a deal like that. But unfortunately, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better.
Streaming for a second. Do you remember when we used to have cable boxes? Before cable boxes, you had antennas. I remember that. I remember when cable came in, and then I remember when satellite came in. It was okay, but when streaming came in, I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I hear you talking about internet getting me access to TV. I don't know how to make that happen on my TV because I didn't have a smart TV at the time. Then you find out, you can plug in a Roku. Well, how does that work? We're all past that. While that was happening and being established, streaming was very affordable and a huge, wonderful, great solution. But I think streaming is now exactly where cable was when people were looking for an alternative.
Yeah. The Fantasyland option that Ethan's talking about, I'd grab that package with both hands.
You mean just being able to have
are you going to make a
sports-specific
remix
package,
of
or are you
that
trying to be silly
phrase
right now?
that you just said there? I'd like to smell that right now. When you said, shut up.
Oh, no.
I'd like to grab that package with both hands. Can you do a remix of that?
Now you said it twice, so yeah.
No, not of me saying it. You jerk.
Oh, well, I guess tune into the Annie Fry Show tomorrow at 2:30.
I was baited, and I'm pissed about it.
Oh, these are great. Keep giving me these drops.
I have nothing to say.
Ethan, back to your package.
Brad?
Back to my what?
Not a chance. You guys made this bed. You lay in it. Figure it out.
That's not helping.
Yeah, that'll be in the remix too.
Can this be please not an on-the-air thing? Please don't do this on the air. I'll just scream the whole time you're doing it so nobody can replicate it.
Well, then we're gonna put you in
one more time, Ethan.
Space.
You have one more.
You have one more
story. You're done.
Scream.
Yes, I have another story.
One more.
St. Louis Mardi Gras season officially kicked off last night.
Who's excited?
Me, Beads.
Who's excited for real?
Me, Beads.
I bet Ryan gets a lot of beats.
No way.
Yeah, from the store, and it's the dollar store. And then he gets arrested.
Kicked off last night with 12th Night, a celebration that marks the beginning of weeks of festivities leading up to the Grand Parade weekend in February. For those that don't know, St. Louis is the second largest Mardi Gras celebration in the country behind just New Orleans. So
Never been to one.
I haven't either. And I don't really have much interest
any
either.
desire in
It's
going.
usually crappy weather. It's usually cold out. That's only part of the reason that I have
did it
zero
one
interest.
time.
It's a bunch of... I just don't have interest in being around people.
I would rather be in jail than if you were going to...
In Mardi Gras?
Than in Mardi Gras. If I did something criminal and they were like, jail or Mardi Gras, I'm going, put me in the cell.
There is a bunch of events that are going to be...
Happy for you people who love it. That ain't me.
There's going to be a bunch of events leading up to Mardi Gras that are going to be going on around the city, and some of these do sound kind of fun. On January 31st, there's going to be a Cajun cook-off at Anheuser-Busch. On the 7th of February, a 5K run for your beads. February 7th and 8th, Taste of Soulard. This one sounds the most interesting to me. On February 8th, Purina Pet Parade and Tino's Vodka Wiener Dog Derby.
All right.
Anyone else want to go to a Wiener Dog Derby with me?
Sounds
Ryan?
like fun.
Huh? And then the Mayor's Mardi Gras Ball
for the remix
on the 13th. So a lot of events coming up in January, February for Mardi Gras.
All right. Did you guys look at the sheet that I sent you today? The show note sheet?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the fun category?
Mm-hmm.
I said, don't read and spoil it.
I didn't.
Did you? We got it, Ryan. You didn't read it even. There are a few stories on here, and one of them is a little colorful. On the break.
A little flim-flammy?
No.
A little oily?
No. Well, I don't think so. Well, we can get into it. There is... Do you know who Matt Khalil is? He's an athlete, I think.
No.
I've heard the name. Seen the story.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
There's a story out there right now. His ex-wife is suing him. No, he's suing his ex-wife. Do you know this story, Ethan?
I saw something about it.
Okay. We're going to get into it a little bit. I've got questions. Ryan is so bored. He just yawned.
He won't be in 2 minutes.
The biggest yawn he has ever yawned in his life. Compliments to the chef.
Favorite topic.
We'll be right back.
But this won't work now the way it once did. I won't keep it out.
What's up, world? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, chicken farmer, and now host of Free Range. This is a show where I go off the field and off the script. We're talking what's hot in music, film, trending news, and everything blowing up your feed. If you love football, you'll feel at home. But if you're here for the vibes, the internet deep dives, the conversation, this is your podcast. Join me every Wednesday. Follow and listen to Free Range with me, Von Miller, everywhere you get your podcasts.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188. 538-5188.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
YouTube live chat poll, is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud, yes or no? Here's a comment from Jackie, says no. It is likely to be California. And then Dale says, no, Minnesota is probably the tip of the iceberg. I am going to pull up one from our text line, 314-241-9797. It says that bigger population probably equals bigger fraud. And then somebody else asks, the state with the biggest fraud, is that by amount of funds stolen or by proportion of state budget? LOL. Well, I don't know. I guess you could go either way. And somebody else says, Twin City treason is what we should call it. I like that one too. Yeah. All right. So any of those are good comments if you want to text in 314-241-9797. It is 2:37, and this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. From Festus to Freeburg, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
I get up, I get down, and I'm jumping around, and the rumpus and ruckus are comfortable now. Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow. So I got an apartment.
All right. So we got to do a little story here. Now, I'm telling you, I've been paying attention to Google Trends a little bit because I want to talk about some things outside of the norm. You know, what are people talking about? And Matt Khalil came up. Ethan, can you give us just like a wee bit of background on Matt Khalil?
I will gladly give a wee bit of information on Matt Khalil. Played in the NFL for the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings.
Carolina Panthers. Houston Texans. He was a very good player. Was drafted 4th overall in 2012. Had a good career in the NFL.
So, a known athlete. Well, yesterday he made Page 6, which that's the New York Times, right? Isn't it Page 6?
New York Post.
New York Post?
I think.
And it's basically the Hollywood gossip, the entertainment section at the forefront. Page 6 is obviously something that is, especially in the world of print, when print was king, Page 6 was really where it was at. If it made Page 6, that was a big deal. All right. 3 of the 4 people in the studio know what the story is. Ryan is the one who doesn't. So I
know nothing about it either.
So I wanted you to know who Matt Khalil was. Page 6 reports ex-NFL pro Matt Khalil sues ex-wife Haley for saying his size.
Groin.
Pause for effect. We're going to keep this PG, but like 1980s PG.
Oh, okay. So rated R.
Yeah.
It's actually worse than now.
Finding out the hard way, folks, as a parent. Ex-NFL pro Matt Khalil sues ex-wife Haley for saying his size ended their marriage.
Wow, that's got to be a tough size one way or the other.
So you would think that an ex-wife coming out here and making this known that, our marriage really ended because size. Because, some people will say it matters.
Did she say which direction?
Mm-hmm.
So Khalil is out there. This is the report. Matt Khalil suing his ex-wife. I knew that this story would be me talking and you 3 goons just giggling the entire time. Is suing his ex-wife Haley Bailey.
Haley Bailey.
That's not even real. For her viral comments about his size. The influencer claimed that the former NFL pro's
Ramalama.
Strength of schedule was the biggest factor in their 2022 divorce during an appearance on Twitch in November 2025. Folks, he had a great strength of schedule.
Sue's on the positive.
Well, not apparently. It ended their marriage. Matt Khalil is out here suing it, and I am.
Wait a minute.
Is this something I'm calling this?
What
a little.
was that?
This is a little sus. Is this guy? I'm not so sure. I'm asking you men in our 1984 PG show, if this guy is like, yeah, I'm going to Page 6 and I'm going to sue her for saying that I played too strong of a strength of schedule, because now we're talking about it and everybody's talking about it. He says he's embarrassed. And so he's making it a lawsuit, which is obviously making it a bigger deal. So more people are going to talk about it. Now more people are talking about, from what I understand, the strongest schedule played.
Why would you divorce him?
I'll explain it to you off air.
Please do.
I'm not. It's not happening. Ethan?
Oh, God.
Does this guy want this talked about more?
You know, I have to imagine that, well, you know, you could see it both ways. You could see a side of this where, you know, there is a reason for great pride.
Tell us what it looks like from both angles.
There's reason for great pride, and he wants the world to know.
Does he?
There is a world in which that's the case. There's also a world in which he is, I don't think he is remarried. Maybe he does not want this to hurt his chances of remarrying. Mm-hmm. And he thinks that it is.
He is remarried.
He is remarried.
Yeah. The influencer claimed, so his ex-wife, influencer, claimed that the former NFL pro's size was, and Page 6 puts this part in quotes, the biggest factor in their 2022 divorce. Khalil's lawsuit filed Tuesday, obtained by TMZ, claimed Bailey's, quote, degrading and deeply personal comments subjected him to, quote, unwanted attention and invasion commentary from the public.
Oh, I bet his Instagram was
I just don't
up.
understand. I just don't understand any of this. It doesn't make any sense.
You need pictures?
What I've been told is girls like that. So why would she leave him?
Well, I don't know. I didn't listen to the original because I didn't want to know that much. I'm just wondering if you put it into a lawsuit, that's going to elevate the story. And I've just never heard of, and you know, maybe I don't know Matt Khalil. Maybe he's a great, upstanding guy, and he is truly embarrassed, and he wants. But Page 6 is all out here going, well, he was embarrassed about his strength of schedule.
That's a great way.
And
to
now
put
it was like the top 10 trending stories on Google. I'm like, I don't know if this is having the effect you wanted, bro.
The amazing part.
No, it's having the effect he wanted.
Is that
that's the question.
This man played in the
Is he
NFL.
going to win a lawsuit and spread the word?
He played in the NFL for what, 8 years, and in one day, none of that even it doesn't even matter. Like it's nowhere.
That's the only thing you'll ever remember about him.
Hard-earned, phenomenal career, and now it's the second most important story of his life.
I have another question, gentlemen. If the problem in the situation would be the other way, would he have sued?
I have another question.
No, you're going to answer? Because we'd be talking about that, and I don't think he would.
I don't have any.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad. You
yes,
answer
he
this
would
question
have
because I
sued.
wouldn't know.
No, it wouldn't have been on Page 6.
Ethan can answer this question too. I can't because I don't know.
Why can't I answer it and not you?
Don't infer things, guys. Stop it. Go on.
That specific question.
What's the other question? One more question before we
The
go.
last question is, if you died and that's the thing that people knew the most about you.
I think this one is not for me.
Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that?
You answer your own question.
Put it on your headstone or something?
You answer your own question, and then we'll go to break, Ryan.
Yeah.
Well known for.
I think I'm okay with that.
We'll have to make up some stories.
Although it's a little weird if I'm like 95 years old and people are like, well, you know, though.
He had that going for him.
Bang, bang.
That schedule was strong. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This song, everybody come hang. Let's go out with a bang.
Hey, it's your main man, Jimmy Fallon, and I am headed your way. Saturday, January 24th at the Factory in Chesterfield. We are defunding the joke police. So grab your tickets at 971fmtalk.com/events, and I will see you in the loo.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
St. Louis, laugh it up with Jimmy Fallon live at the Factory on January 24th. From national radio to sold-out comedy clubs, Jimmy delivers fast, fearless stand-up that hits home.
The only ones raising tough kids anymore. The redneck babies are going to take on ISIS. The hipster babies are going to battle the evil forces of gluten. You know what I'm saying?
Grab your friends and get ready for a night of laughs. One show, one night only. Don't miss Jimmy Fallon, January 24th at the Factory. Get your tickets now at thefactorystl.com. That's thefactorystl.com.
Annie Fry is St. Louis conservative.
Ethan, come back.
Ethan, you put the song in. You had to have known this is your segment.
Yeah, I have to. I got a question about Stranger Things. Did you watch? Have you seen any Stranger Things, Ryan?
I've seen it all now.
You saw the whole thing?
Yeah, I've finished it.
Brad?
Oh, yeah, seen the whole thing.
I haven't. I'm maybe in season 3, season 4. It got a little too scary for us to have on the house with all Fries present. So
that's fair.
Does this include Jacob Fry? Is he too scared to watch it?
Yes, he is afraid of us.
Got it.
Not related to Jacob Fry that I know of, married into the family. He is not one of us. I'm probably confident he would say we are not one of them. Anyway, so we've watched, my son really wants to catch up and watch it, but we got to send everybody to bed in order to have it on in the house. So yes, I know the Stranger Things finale happened. People were going to watch it in theaters. I've heard people loving it and hating it, which is that's what happens after every finale. People.com reports that Stranger Things is squashing fan theories about a bonus episode. Have you heard this?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All episodes now playing. That's what they said. Stranger Things is reminding fans that all episodes of the hit show are now playing. The Netflix show, which aired its finale December 31st, currently has TikTok and Instagram bios that read, all episodes of Stranger Things are now playing, amid the viral Conformity Gate fan theory that another ending is on the way. Discuss.
I thought that Netflix had confirmed there is another episode, but it's just like a making of the season episode. That it's
B-roll in a documentary form.
Yeah. It's an excuse for people to hang on to their Netflix subscription for another couple weeks.
Releasing on the 12th, I believe.
So there is another episode. It's just not the one that people were. There's a bonus finale.
Yes, people were hoping. People were looking so much into the details in season 5. Small little things like, this thing was one color in this scene, and the same thing was a different color in a scene later in the season. Things like that, to the point where
is that just a continuity problem?
They conjured it up and said that they think that they were foreshadowing that an alternate ending was going to occur in a surprise episode that was supposed to drop tonight. This was called Conformity Gate. And people were they saw there was a bunch of signs of 7, like sevens everywhere,
January 7th.
To where people thought that it was going to be dropping tonight at 7:00.
But really, it's 2027.
I love this stuff. I love fan theories when people dig in deep on these, especially mysterious shows.
Do you love it when Taylor Swift does it?
Does fan theories about Stranger Things?
Yes. That's exactly what I meant. Taylor Swift, she's always thinking in 10 dimensions, and she's the color of her nails means something. I can't. do that. But
Oh, so she's actually
intentionally
putting those
dropping
breadcrumbs
hints
out there so that people will
breadcrumbs
talk.
is a perfect way, and like that are years in advance. Like she's done things years ago that mean something for today.
Oh, man, I didn't know any of that about her.
Oh, yeah.
I actually respect that more about her because she's creating a lore.
Her fans know that she does that, so they watch her every move.
Oh, that's cool. I don't really care about
There
Taylor
might
Swift.
not be somebody,
but
there might not be anybody doing it better than she is.
That is so smart to do and
Mhm.
so cool to do because I don't care about the music and I don't care about all of the fandom.
Yeah.
But if that was somebody I liked, I would love that they were doing that.
It's bigger than a song.
It's very fun.
So it's people saying there's no extra episode. Do you believe that?
I don't think the Duffer Brothers have officially come out and said there is not going to be an episode 9 that will be coming out, but it's starting to show up in more places, like you just said. Who was that? Was that Netflix that put that out and said all episodes are out now?
Yeah.
They're starting to
on their social media.
There's starting to be things that are starting to come out a little more and more, but I think that they were probably withholding from coming out and saying that because, I mean, it's not like the buzz that's being generated is bad for them.
Yeah, people said in their report, and by people I mean the publication, not just people. According to the Conformity Gate theory, the Stranger Things series finale was a fake episode, with the characters' endings being an illusion, and the real ending will be revealed in a secret 9th episode that will air on Wednesday, January 7th. That's exactly what you just said.
It would be pretty freaking awesome if
Would
it
you-
did.
would you-
that would be insane.
Would you love that?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to know details. A, we don't have time. B, I haven't seen it. Yes or no? Or did you like the season finale or the series finale, Ryan?
Okay, real quick.
Oh, we can't do it.
I liked it on watching it because I didn't care. Once I started thinking about it and talking to other people, I was like, yeah, there actually are quite a few problems. It was.
You liked it or you didn't?
I'll say I did.
You weren't mad about it.
Yeah.
Ethan?
I liked it, but nostalgia, in my opinion, like kind of covered up some of the holes.
You
in
liked
which
it.
it had. Yes.
You didn't hate it. You're
Correct.
not like losing sleep over
Correct.
this. Brad?
Yeah, I gave it like a 6 of 10. It's good. It's all right, but it's not as good as it could have been.
All right. So maybe the episode that dropped tonight will be better.
Hopefully.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, I was talking to the Duffer Brothers.
Oh, the Duffer Brothers listen. Hi, Duffers.
Hey.
Hey, it's me, Ryan.
That was a lie. Other thing I wanted to get to before we wrap the show here and get to the 4-vote poll, because apparently the poll didn't work today. It's on me.
Which we just found out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to fix it. I don't know what Polygon is, but there are a lot of different places reporting on this. I'm picking this one. A major Star Wars power shift is upon us, but Dave Filoni has the force to pull it off. My understanding is one of the most hated people by Brad Range is Kathleen Kennedy. I don't even know how to
Correct.
ask the question, but Star Wars might be changing. Brad?
Yeah, so Kathleen Kennedy isn't going to do and inject, quote unquote, the message into Star Wars. That's like all she ever did, and she just changed it. And
What's the message?
Is
that
I would
like
say
the Force?
the woke message, all that pushing all of that stuff. Instead of good storytelling, it was more important to get like the woke message out there to fight, quote unquote, fight the good fight, and all this other stuff. And it turned out
Isn't the galaxy really run by lesbians?
Yeah, essentially
Is
it
that
ended,
what Ashoka
it kinda-
showed?
No, it was the other one, the Acolyte, I think was the one of that. But
there we go.
She
get
trashed that series, and hopefully Dave Filoni seems to be a person who really enjoys and knows the lore and can put it together.
Does
And
he like a lot of people to like the product? Or does he not care about that and he really just wants to indoctrinate people?
No, he likes the product. He loves the product. He wants people to love what he loves. And so
I was
he would
kind
stay
of
faithful.
secretly hoping. I don't know that this would. I'm not going to come up with an idea to save Disney here, but I was really wondering if Jon Favreau would like to be the CEO of Disney.
Well, Mr. Favreau, since we know you're listening also.
Not the political analyst.
Somebody
Jon
text
Favreau.
in, please, Favreau. Please text in the text line.
Smiling's my favorite. I think he would be good at it because he's so creative, but he has vision and direction. That's probably the last thing he wants to do. He probably only wants to direct movies and to be like, heck no, I'm not doing that. But they're going to get a new CEO, and Disney has like canned all of their DEI initiatives that have been such a plague upon that company for so long. Like a lot of companies, I think it's a good thing. Real quick around the room, is Minnesota the state with the worst fraud? Yes or no, Ryan?
No.
Brad?
No, Illinois.
Illinois, you think? What do you think?
California.
Yeah. I don't think Minnesota is the worst. I don't know which one is, but let's stick around and find out. The Mark Reardon Show next on 97.1 FM Talk.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Health Trends, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Some new terms are emerging for